So what this essentially means, if they strip Jai Opetaia, and it very much looks like they're going to, is that any IBF champion in possession of the IBF title right now, if they were thinking about going to Zuffa, they now have to reconsider doing that because it comes with consequences. It's very obvious that the IBF decided to strip Jai because of who his promoter is. It's not really what they're saying because I brought it up. Dan Raphael brought it up. Rick Reno brought it up that they've let champions that had their belt hold other titles that were not recognized, like the IBO, the IBA, the WBF, so on and so forth. They've let their champions hold on to other titles that were not recognized by them and the other major sanctioning bodies. So the real reason you strip Jai isn't because he would have a belt that you don't recognize. It's because of who his promoter is. And that is what I think makes it unethical. And what that essentially means is, okay, any IBF champion now has to reconsider doing any business with Zuffa or at minimum fighting for the Zuffa belt, which is a blow to them. It is. It is. They now have to reconsider fighting for that title because if you do, it comes with consequences. What do you want to be? Do you want to be a Zuffa champion or do you want to be an IBF champion? They're drawing a line in the sand. That sort of hurts Zuffa because so long as they were willing to sign other fighters that have belts with other organizations, that theoretically would have allowed them to expand their stable, to bring in familiar fighters, to bring in recognized champions so that their own belt could gain some legitimacy. But if the IBF is drawing a line in the sand that says it's us or them, well, then you can't really do that the way that you might have wanted to. And it's unfortunate because all the value in signing Jai Opetaia was in the unification matches. Just having him by himself, all you really have is a hot potato, a world-class, excellent fighter, lineal and Ring Magazine in the division, but a guy that a lot of people really don't want to fight. So you guys just made it that much easier for Zerto not to fight him, for David not to fight him, for Noel not to fight him, because now what they're going to say is, well, he's not a champion. All he's got is a Zuffa belt. I wouldn't call that a good thing. I wouldn't call that a good thing because now things are even more divided than they were. The guy in line to pick up the IBF title, the highest ranked contender, is actually former champion Chris Billum Smith. So you can already see where this might go, that if the title goes vacant after Sunday, after tomorrow, and then Chris Billum Smith is ordered to fight for it, and he wins. If David wins, he'll unify with Chris. He was not going to unify with Jai Opetaia. He was already starting to make excuses not to do it. But if Chris wins that title, oh yeah, he'll fight him. Yeah, he'll fight him. He'll fight him. He'll probably fight Noel Mikhailian, but now he's got the perfect reason not to fight Jai Opetaia. So I wouldn't call that a good thing because you're essentially freezing out the best fighter in the division due to politics that are beyond his control. You're stripping him because of who his promoter is. It's not what you guys are saying, you know? So that's fucked up. I feel Jai signing was a petty move more than a strategic move. I don't know, bro. You know, because it's not like he had a lot of options, right? After the Matchroom deal ended, his guy, Mick Francis, said that Matchroom didn't offer them a new deal. So it was, you know, like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? So, you know, it's messed up. It is messed up. But he's fucked, man. Whether whether you like him or not, what's objective is, yeah, he's fucked, bro. He's fucked. You know? So much for getting so much for getting the Zuffa belt legitimacy by signing recognized champions. I don't think the other sanctioning bodies are going to take that same stance, though, at least not two of them. I don't know that the WBC is going to do that because the WBC gave them their blessing to do the fight between Jai Opetaia and Noel Mikhailian. And at no point in the buildup of any of this stuff did the WBC take a stance where they said, well, listen, you can't fight for our belt and their belt. It's one or the other. I never saw the WBC say that. And we know that the WBC are a lot more freewheeling than the IBF. The IBF is the strictest sanctioning body around. They don't care who you are. You play by their rules or they'll strip you. I just hope David mans up and fights Jai. Come on, you know he's got no reputation for doing that, Ray. He's got no history of doing shit like that. They just gave David the perfect excuse to skip him. If he doesn't have an alphabet title, what's he going to say? Well, he doesn't have a title. What am I going to fight him for? That's what he's going to say. So it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But that's where things are at. What it do, right? Yeah, no, they took the money, they took the suite, and still decided, oh, because you're not holding up our belt, because that's the belt that they held up was the Zuffa belt. Jai was wearing the IBF title because, well, he's already IBF champion. He was wearing that one. And, you know, I think they were going to strip him anyway, bro. The move is so petty that it's almost like you were looking for a reason to take that title from him. So, you know, it is what it is, you know? What it do, Martin? What it do, Ray? Yeah, they took the money, Ray, because they paid the sanctioning fee in advance and Zuffa booked them the suite. The IBF representative who was there to oversee everything, they booked him a suite in a hotel and all that. They did all that. And they decided, nah, fuck that shit. We're going to take the belt. It is what it is, bro. We're going to take the title, I should say, because Jai still has the belt. You do get to keep the belt. But the title of IBF champion after tomorrow, and we haven't gotten a reaction from him yet. You know, like you know, I can only imagine that he's going to be disappointed because that's all that dude has been talking about for like 3 years. You know, so I can only imagine that he's going to be disappointed, that he's going to be mad, and yeah, man, it's a messed up situation. Country, what it do? Out getting dinner. We'll be on later on. I hear you, bro. Enjoy your dinner, bro. You know, so yeah, it's a messed up situation. It's pretty bad. But I guess what the IBF stance is, look, we know what you're trying to do. Even if you're not doing it now, we know what you're trying to do, and we're not going to be a party to that. That's basically what it is. That even if you're working with us now for this particular fight with this particular fighter, we know what your intentions for the long run are, and we're not going to help you bury us. That's their stance. That doesn't even mean that's the way it is, but that's the position that they're taking. Happy birthday, country. Jai's argument that keeps him in the undisputed conversation is two things. Is that he is still the lineal champion and he is still the Ring Magazine champion. For you to be undisputed, you need the Ring Magazine title. Every undisputed champion has held the Ring Magazine title and lineal status. You're not really undisputed without those two things. You can fight for all the alphabet titles, but without the Ring Magazine and the lineal, if there is a lineal champion, and there is, without that, you're not undisputed. You just have all the alphabet titles. Everybody in the comment section, wish country a happy birthday, bro. It's my boy. You know? So to answer that question, no. If you don't have the Ring Magazine title and there's a lineal champion, but you didn't fight him, you are not undisputed. You just have all the alphabet titles. That's the situation with Shernika Johnson and Dina Thorsland. Shernika has all the alphabet titles, but you're not actually undisputed because this girl's the Ring Magazine and this girl's the lineal. What you got all the alphabets. But there is still a dispute because there is another champion at your weight. So yeah, man, it's pretty screwed up. It's a screwed up situation. But what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? That's unfortunate, man. It definitely throws a monkey wrench in what Zuffa was trying to do. They haven't really gotten that tournament format that they've been talking about off the ground because the legislation has not yet passed that would approve UBOs. It hasn't been approved yet. Like it's not done. You know, they still have to go through that. And they haven't really started the tournament format that everybody's been talking about. So whatever cards they're doing right now is just to get the ball rolling. It's not even it's not part of you know, their bottom line. And yeah, man, it's pretty screwed up. It's a messed up situation. But he's the one getting caught in the crossfire and all of this. And I say, yeah, I think it's wrong. I do think it's wrong to strip him that way. I do think it's wrong to target a fighter and castigate a fighter because of who his promoter is. I do think that's wrong. And it's yeah, it's hypocritical, but there are no shortage of hypocrites in boxing, and the IBF have been called worse than hypocritical. You know, you could spit in the wind and hit a hypocrite in boxing. So is it hypocritical? Yeah, but they don't care. They don't give a fuck. You know, so so I guess the cruiserweight division will remain divided because even if he would have got to keep his title, there was never a guarantee that those guys were going to fight him. It was never a lock that okay, all you got to do is beat Glanton, then undisputed here we come. You were already starting to see the beginnings of what could have been a problem down the line between him and getting the David Benavidez fight. You were already seeing that, so it is what it is, you know? So yeah, man, it's unfortunate. They're trying to slow Zuffa down is what it is. That's what that is. They're trying to slow them down because they see, you know, these guys have all the building materials to really become a force, and what we're not going to do is assist them in giving us a hard time. But I don't really see how Zuffa doing their own thing is giving the sanctioning bodies a hard time. Even if they are trying to ultimately separate from you, right? That doesn't mean they're going to put you out of business. That doesn't mean they're going after you because they're really not going after you. They're just trying to create a lane. At the very most, they're trying to create a lane for themselves, at the very most, which doesn't really impede your operation. That, okay, if down the line, Zuffa guys don't box for the IBF, well, matchroom guys still will, top rank guys still will, Golden Boy, PBC, Queensbury, they'll still fight for your title. But you know, and I see people saying that, oh, well, you know, they understand why the IBF did it. Yeah, you can understand it, but that doesn't really make it right. I don't really think it was right for them to do that. I imagine they're going to have to round one. I imagine they're going to have to pay him back. You can't just keep that guy's money and he's not a champion anymore. You can't just keep his money. Like they said, it was in excess of $80,000. Their goal is to starve out the sanctioning bodies and be seen as the only belt that matters. I never heard them say that, bro. I'm going to be honest with you that I never heard anybody over there say that. I think that is people's perception of what they're trying to do. But I never heard Dana White or anybody over there say that. I've heard other people say that. Not nobody that works for Zuffa, right? Because that's everybody's perception of what Zuffa's trying to do. That, oh, well, you know, they want to run everybody out of business. Nobody over there said that, in fairness. They didn't say that. Dana White didn't say that. That's just how people are taking it. Even if there is, yeah, but WMMA, even if it is their goal to be the UFC of boxing, right? Which, bro, you could do that. You still not putting nobody out of business with that. At the very most, that means that you would have your own league and your own biosphere, but that doesn't affect Matchroom or Queensbury or Top Rank or any of the other promoters. It doesn't. David will be, yeah, exactly. He'll be itching to fight for the vacant title. The highest ranked contender is Chris Billum Smith. So you already see how that could break down. Next thing you know, if Chris gets his hands on that belt, he'll go after him. He'll go after him and unify with him. So it's fucked up, but that's boxing right now, bro. That's boxing right now. Staying divided, you know. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with what they're doing, WMMA. I know it seems like you have an axe to grind with them, but I don't see how anybody could look at the trajectory of boxing in the last few months and then say, oh, I have a problem with Zuffa. What is your problem with Zuffa? Tell me, what is your problem with them as opposed to how things have been in boxing? Because near as I can tell, they brought Paramount back to boxing, which is putting money back in boxing, right? I guess that y'all preferred that shit just stay quiet, I guess, you know? What it do, real talk?
What up, bro?
What's
Hey,
up, old
yo,
man?
so what happened? Like he's not put like because I seen the presser last night and he had that IBF belt right there next to the ring belt. Like, so what happened? Is
Dan
it Dana's
Raphael
fault?
said Dan Raphael said that Daryl Peoples, who's the president of the IBF, he didn't like this is what he said, that the IBF title was not prominently displayed at the presser. Now, Jai was literally wearing the IBF title, and the one that Rick Reno held up was the Zuffa belt, right? But tell me that shit not petty. They had the IBF title right next to the Ring magazine. They showed it. You could look at the pictures. They had it in the front. They showed it. But I guess what Dan Raphael is saying that I guess Daryl didn't like is that
Daryl's
they
having a
didn't.
BS.
I mean, they didn't hold up the
That's stupid, bro. Cause there's no fucking way, bro. I seen that shit. The motherfucker was even talking about this shit, saying he wanted to do this shit with the belts and shit. Motherfucker had it displayed out there for the fucking people to watch and
Well, Daryl's
shit.
just having a bitch fit.
That's
Yeah, I
fucking
mean,
crazy. And when on the face off, yeah, you had the Zuffa belt up. That's the new belt coming up. But he still had the ring belt and the IBF belt in the face off. Looking at this man, like that's fucking petty, bro.
No, because
Fuck.
the way I explained it is, I have a feeling the sanctioning bodies are getting nervous because, like you say, Zuffa does have a big war chest. They're buying up all these big stars, and eventually these guys can all just look at each other and be like, well, what the fuck we gotta pay these guys for, bro? Like, we're all here, we're all making money, we're the best of the best. What the fuck do we need them for? And now it becomes you're stepping on toes. You know, you're taking money out of their pocket
yeah,
because
I
they're
mean
not gonna be paying your
that
sanctioning fees anymore.
that's how they're looking at it, but it behooves you to make friends more than enemies. I will admit that this is a critical blow to Zuffa because now anybody that has an IBF title, they're not going to want to go over there because
Right,
it'll
because
cost
what's
you
the
your
what's
title.
the what's the phrase with honey and vinegar? You attract
Yeah,
fucking bees.
you draw more flies with honey, you
There you
know?
go.
And now anybody that has the IBF, so any dude that was thinking about going over there, that oh, maybe I want to fuck with Zuffa, I got an IBF title. Well, you're not at liberty to do that anymore. You know, this is the first real shot that has been fired that no, you're not gonna hold our belt and they shit. Fuck out of here. So that does hinder their ability to sign brand name fighters, well-known fighters, to bring them in because some of those fighters they're not gonna want to give up their crown. They're not now that they know, like, nah, I ain't trying to give up my shit. You see that Jarrell Miller didn't want to sign to them. He didn't want to sign to them. He said that based on the money that he made in his last couple of fights, you have to bear in mind those fights were Turkey El Sheikh fights, by the way. So you probably got overpaid in your last few fights. But he said that the money that he made in his last few fights was more than what Zuffa was offering, and that Zuffa does try to lock you in for a lot of fights. So he said he's not going to sign to them, and I see that Brandon Brandon Adams, he didn't sign to them. He was initially thought to be signing to them, and no, he got another fight coming up on a different card. He's not signing to them. So yeah, the war started. The war has definitely started.
That's true. That's crazy though.
I think there's a pro box card today, Midwest. It's not a
Uh,
big card.
it's not a big one. I'm watching it too.
I mean, the
I'm
shit
watching
just
that.
comes off of as petty because y'all never did anything with the IBO, like, and this shit is tantamount to a fucking an employee of the month plaque, bro. It's just
For
not
real.
significant.
This guy-
Yeah.
and then point
But the other thing
is,
is, I guess you got to wonder as a boxing fan, do you really want there to be another belt out there? Because it's not like
no, I don't.
one thing we know is that they are trying to get their belt accepted and recognized. Like, yeah, Zuffa, the whole, oh, they're trying to run everybody out of business. Brody, that's y'all saying that. Dana never said that. That's y'all saying that. That's y'all perception of what they doing. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, but I know Dana never said that. Remember, I do
He
this
just
for a
Well,
said he's
living.
Turkey
doing his
kind of
own
said that
shit.
whenever he
He's
was
doing
going to
his
take
own
on
shit.
Canelo. Remember?
Yeah, he said this is gonna crush everything. I remember that. But Turkey says a lot of shit, bro. Remember, Turkey's the one who said Noche that UFC is gonna eat Canelo, and it didn't.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It didn't eat shit. Canelo still did his numbers. He still did his
And he
business.
paid some of that shit for the extra shit on the sphere shit. So that was coming out of his pockets. He lost money too. So it's
I'm
like,
saying, yeah, he paid for that
yeah,
shit. He did. So the main thing is that they are trying to get their belt accepted. So you got to look at that and say, yo, do we really want a fifth belt in circulation? We want a fifth belt. And
Technically,
remember
it'd be the
that,
sixth.
yeah, the sixth, really. And it's a belt that not everybody gets to fight for. Only the Zuffa guys would be fighting for that. So that's the caveat that even if you think this is wrong, even if you think the IBF is wrong, at the end of the day, do you as a boxing fan really want another belt to be added into the shit? And I'm like, nah, not really. Not really, no. You know? Brim, what do you think about it? Is the IBF wrong?
Yes and no. I don't want to be that in the middle guy, but they're being preemptive. And if you was running an organization, a business, you would make that move possibly too. But at the same token, if they didn't pay their sanctioning fee and you got a suite for the fight and you deciding to strip them, it just feels a little dirty, just a little bit, but it's a dirty game.
Yeah.
Well, because
No, it
think about
is
it.
at the end of the
What
day.
does it look like a dude coming in with all this bread? You know, he coming with some fire ass shit. You know, it's the shit no cut. He comes in and he's selling everything for the low low. Like
Yeah.
you're stepping on toes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what they need to fuck with you for?
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Like, it was always going to get messy. You know, it was always going to get messy. It's just getting messier sooner than we expected, but it was always going to get like this. So, I mean, the IBF has never hesitated to strip motherfuckers before.
I
And
mean, they
it's
already
it's
stripped this
just
dude twice, right?
one time they stripped him, but now this is the second time. The thing with him is that that was a big part of his marketability was his pursuit of Undisputed. Now he's just a big far-eyed, dangerous motherfucker that nobody want to fight. And now even less people are going to want to fight him because he don't got a belt. So it's the perfect alibi for everybody in this division to duck him. They got the perfect excuse. Like, well, he don't got a belt. Fuck, I got to fight him for. You don't got a belt. They gonna act like the Ring magazine don't matter. And this generation of fighters, they don't care about no lineal status and they don't care about no Ring magazine. David ain't worried about that shit. Zerto wasn't worried about that shit. The German guy, what was it, Noel? I don't really think he worried about that shit either. The whole division about to swerve this dude. And that's the fucked up part that, yeah, y'all basically helped the whole division swerve this guy. So he's gonna be fighting more Brandon Glentons. That's how that's gonna go. Like, yeah, you're just gonna keep fighting guys like that, you know?
This shit's lame.
Yeah, but what are you gonna
And
do?
it's only because Zerto's too big of a bitch to fight him.
Yeah, and David is too. David's not gonna fight him. I saw another interview where he was talking about Canelo. I was like, yo, this dude is
Otra
no, this
vez?
shit is. Yeah, he did another one. He did another one with a completely different guy on a completely different podcast talking about why I want to fight Canelo. And I'm like, Yo, dog, you tell these people. That's why I think he's schizophrenic, bro. Because you literally just did one saying, yo, I moved on. It's not going to happen, but blah, blah, blah. Now you saying, well, I want to fight Canelo. So, oh my God. Like, okay, bro. Okay, bro. You know, 2 main events is fine. The rest is meh.
He's talking about the White House card. Don't even worry about that shit.
Oh, the UFC shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
Like,
seen that shit.
and nobody's gonna tell David, yo, when are you gonna get off Canelo's dick, bro? Be honest. That fight ain't gonna happen.
Well,
How many
like
times?
for ya lo dije, güey, because they need access to that homo.
Yeah, yeah, but even if you're not interviewing him, right? I'm saying like, okay, Ring Magazine, that podcast, or Rick Reno, his podcast, or Pro Box, that nobody's gonna comment on how David is always saying, I moved on, but I want to fight Canelo, but I moved on. At minimum, you gotta look at it and say, look, that fight ain't gonna happen, bro. It's literally it's not gonna happen. You know, it's not even for you to move on. It's not, it was never up to you. It's still not up to you. It's not gonna happen. So why don't you talk about something else? Because the shit looks stupid. You literally said in the previous podcast that you moved on from this guy, but you go on a different podcast talking to a different dude saying, "Well, this is why I want to fight Canelo. I want to fight him." But
I think the people deserve it. We owe it to the people.
right, right. Like, make up your fucking schizophrenic, coked up ass mind, bro. Make up your
That
fucking
motherfucker
mind,
snorted
bro.
a hole to his brain, bro.
Yep, Pereira versus Gain is interesting. Topuria oh, that's the y'all talking about that UFC shit.
Oh, that okay. I mean, yeah, you're right. The 2 main events sound good, but I bet you the
Bro,
rest
I
of
don't
this
know
day.
why they didn't put Justin Gaethje against Conor McGregor on the main event of that White House.
Well,
They just
because I mean, it was
sacrificed him to
already
the
gonna be Gaethje
Spaniard,
and
bro.
Ilya, but then
That
they had to
Spaniard
do
is
the
gonna
fucking
knock
patty
his
shit.
ass out, bro.
Yo, is it June already? What's going on with all this Pride Month talk? What's
Get your
going on,
bitch
bro?
ass up.
What's up? What's
Yeah, I
The
going
don't
on?
know. I
fuck?
don't
Hey,
know.
Bro,
real
you
Hey,
talk,
can't
hey, I've
see
been
talk,
the
making
talk.
a
lotto
lot of
piece
shit.
that
Undisputed,
I've
you
been
just
making a lot of
lost.
shit
undefeated.
when you
Stop
wasn't
Look
here,
at all
talking.
bro.
this shit. Look, motherfuckers talking about grown
Yo,
men
what
drive
else
home
I
for each
noticed?
other.
No, what else I noticed is that ever since Dana, he comes over to boxing, I feel like a lot of the MMA fans, obviously not real talking around one, but a lot of them are kind of like jealous because
I've been
I've been
noticing
noticing more.
Here we go with this shit.
That
That
user
user
Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi,
man.
man.
Pinche Ignacio.
All right.
Uh,
What I was gonna say was I see more of that same shit where they start arguing about like, yo, which sport is bigger? Which sport is bigger? And it's like, Brody, your fighters over there are the ones that are sad over what Conor Ben is making. He's making about 15 million. And you could argue that, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that boxing is bigger, but correct me if I'm wrong. You guys know this more than I do. People have been saying that Dana White is kind of phoning it in at the UFC, that he's not really interested in what he's doing anymore.
Oh
And what
yeah, bro. Like
Yeah, that's
his
why he
fight
does
announcements are
power slap.
trash, bro. They're like flat.
Yeah, he does you BBJ power slap. He happy of power slap. When he talk about power slap, he's fucking happy as a
Yeah, you can see the
motherfucker. Like
difference.
a kid in a candy store. Like even when he talk about the Zuffa shit, he's like he's happy about that. But when he talk about UFC shit, it's like,
He has
and
no
this
excitement for it anymore.
It's because his boyfriend John Jones didn't want to fight Aspinall.
no,
Now he's
look.
mad.
But it's true though. Ever since he got bought out, it's like there's more people in that shit in the background doing more shit. So it's like, it kind of like he's just
I don't
the
think
face
I
of
just
it.
don't think
It's not like
I don't think he all right, you gotta stop rambling, bro. You be rambling too much. I don't think he knows how to grow it or has a way to grow it anymore is why he's
Yeah, it
dejected.
plateaued.
Because what
exactly.
can he what can he really do to make it exciting again?
He
nothing,
obviously
bro.
he tried to go the Mexico way, but Mexicans don't fuck with that sport, bro. We don't.
Yeah.
He need to
We
get a
don't.
bunch more, find some Kimbo slices.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look,
Bro, are you
it just is big now because like there's no competition. In boxing, we got competition with all these promoters. He doesn't have
And
that.
if I could be honest, bro, Eddie, what the fuck are you doing signing Tom Aspinall, bro? Like for what? That makes zero sense,
Well,
bro.
there are fighters in the UFC that have managers. Like Islam has Abdullah Aziz or some shit. Like that's his manager. That that negotiates fights for him. It's the same thing that in
But I
boxing
thought
when a fighter has a
UFC, but I thought
manager.
that UFC didn't allow for that. I
Oh
thought
No,
that
no,
no,
yeah,
no.
promoter
everybody.
Actually,
they
No,
could.
no,
there.
everybody
Hold on. There's
does have
actually
that.
no threshold for that. There, like you would think that they have, like you have to have some type of credentials or something like that. UFC actually has no type of regulations on a fighter having a manager like that. Like
Oh
there's no
wow.
threshold. Like Eddie really just walked in with like just big cock energy and was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna
Yeah,
take the heavyweight champion."
I mean,
But
I
let me
think
ask you something. Let me ask you something. What do you think he's really doing by assuming a managerial role in Tom Aspinall's career? Like, what the fuck
Because
is supposed to be
Tom
the end game
has
for
been
that?
basically he's been struggling to get these matches because the UFC's kind of they screwed him over with the interim title, and then he had to defend the first ever title defense of an interim title because Jones didn't want to fight him. And so now I'm assuming it's to get him the fights that he deserves. And if he can't get those, it's to either get him out of that contract and into some boxing matches that he was already talking about wanting to do boxing matches.
Yeah, he
It's
did
more
say.
so to
I saw
just
that.
put money into his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Eddie
yeah,
loves Eddie. He loves his UK fighters over there. You know what I'm saying? He's got a soft spot for him. So he's just trying to help Aspinall because he sees how much he's struggling with the UFC because they're spiteful for him running John Jones out of the business.
Shout out to Night Vale. Ngannou for Netflix rumor more views than White House card. Yeah, I heard a rumor that Francis Ngannou is going to participate on the undercard of Rousey versus Carano.
it
That's kind
could
of
be
crazy.
because
Word.
That's kind
he
of crazy.
left the
Yeah,
PFL.
yeah, I
They
heard
parted
that.
Oh, you
ways.
know what? I was watching what's that one Michael J. White movie, Blood and Bone? I
Uh
didn't
huh.
realize fucking Gina Carano made a like a cameo, and I was like, this fine ass bitch.
I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to Napoli. The IBF stripping Jai is foul to me. It does have to do with Jai being with Dana. Your correlation between the Zuffa belt and the IBO is accurate. Yeah, that it's not about him holding a title that they don't recognize, because if it were just about that, you would have stripped Anthony Joshua when he held the IBO, or Gennady Golovkin when he held the IBO, or Cecilia Brækhus when she held the IBO, or Katie Taylor. A lot of fighters have held a belt that the IBF doesn't recognize. And at no point did they give those fighters an ultimatum. So if you're giving Jai an ultimatum, it ain't got nothing to do with, oh, we don't recognize that belt. It's because of who his promoter is. Simple. And I just wonder if they could take legal action on that premise. I wonder, because the shit is foul. The shit is foul, you know? And it impedes his ability to become an undisputed champion, you know? But yeah, I feel like the Aspinall thing is sort of just for show. You were under pressure to retaliate because he poached Connor Ben. So, it kind of looks like you're poaching Tom, but not really. Tom is still with
You
the
honestly,
UFC, bro.
yeah, honestly, you look like a dickhead doing that shit, bro. You really do.
Yeah.
You really do. Like your boy.
If he was actually gonna bring him to boxing, then I would have said yeah. But if he not gonna come to boxing, nah, that shit ain't about nothing.
Nah, he is because Tom really doesn't have that many fights left on his contract as is, and with the
What do you
way that
got?
they've
3?
been, yeah, it's like two or three left, and it's like if like if you don't give him the fights that he needs or money, because it's like the Jones fight was huge, bro. It was that's a transatlantic fight. It's the same as Joshua and fucking and Wilder. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing two separate fucking fan bases from two separate continents together, and and Jones really fucked him over by not taking the fight, and Tom kind of fucked over the UFC by running off John. So they're real spiteful and bitter towards Tom, and I'm sure he can smell that. Like they're not really gonna like fuck with him too much. So Eddie steps in and is like, "Look, you want to start poaching my fighters? That's all right, bro. But you're gonna have to fucking talk to me though. Like you're gonna have to see me, and let's see if you keep that same energy when we're in this fucking in this room trying to, when I'm defending fucking Tom for whatever he's gonna make. You know what I'm saying?
How long do you think it would take to get 3 fights done? Because they're saying that Tom Aspinall has 3 fights left in his contract. So how
It's
long does it
really
take?
up to. I think Tom could get three fights done quick because he has like a record low fight time, bro. Like out of all of his fights, I think it's equals to like less than 15 minutes. He's starching all these dudes within 2 rounds.
Mm.
So You know, like he even the guy he lost to, Curtis Blades, he starched him in the first round. So it's like I don't see him taking that much time to get 3 fights in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely by
because
the end of 2027.
the sooner he's done with that contract, the sooner he can come over to boxing. I thought that was the end game. Like basically Eddie's going into business with him so he could bring him to boxing. But I literally saw Tom say that he's not on the eve of coming to boxing. He literally said that. So I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, no,
all right,
because
then I don't know.
he's got this contract to fulfill.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
not. Yeah.
then I don't know what the fuck this shit is about. Like I said, it looks like it's just for show. Like, oh,
Well,
Eddie wanted to look.
He's getting a jump on everyone. You know what I'm saying? You don't want him to like fucking end up with a Frank Warren or some shit. You know, like nah, he's getting him while he's still fucking fresh and while he doesn't really know too much about anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's true because Molly Meatball, she was a former UFC fighter who fights under Eddie now. She's a boxer.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
put yourself in Dana's shoes, bro. You hardly give a fuck about UFC anymore. The whole company. You think you really care to take a fighter away from you, bro?
That's
Like, do
true.
you want? Like, let's say, oh shit, fucking Oscar De La Hoya signs Adrian Broner. You think Don King's gonna worry about that shit, bro?
Yeah, because what you guys kind of said drives the point home that if Dana's dejected and he doesn't have the enthusiasm that he used to for UFC, then you doing whatever you're doing with Tom doesn't mean Bo Diddley. That Conor Ben meant more to Matchroom than Tom Aspinall meant to the UFC.
Facts. Hey, I got a random thought.
Okay.
This with this going on, I could see more UFC fighters trying to box more, and a future generation will spawn of more American boxers coming about, particularly white boxers, in the next 10
Yeah.
to 10 to 12 years.
The primary function or not the primary function per se, but a lucrative avenue for the Zuffa belt that exists sort of outside of the realm of boxing, which a lot of people were not going to accept that belt, as a legitimate world title. But you could have your UFC fighters fight for it. You could have them fight for it. Because you hear this guy, what's this guy, Sean O'Malley? He's always playing with the idea of, oh, I want to come to boxing, I want to do boxing. So maybe through the Zuffa belt, you could give him that avenue to do that. You could give him that avenue to do that. I don't know how big a draw he is.
Well,
Round
White
one,
said that.
you
Dana said didn't say that. He said he didn't want no UFC fighters coming to Zuffa. So nah, it's not happening.
word. He not. Why not? I would have thought
He
that's the
just said it. It
perfect.
just he
I would have thought
Zuffa.
that was perfect for them. Like
That's
if your UFC guys want to box, you could develop them under Zuffa. And the audience that knows these guys as MMA fighters could then watch them via Zuffa. I would have thought that was
Yeah, but
perfect.
look. But Ryo fights at what? He fought at Zuffa at 135 again, right?
Yeah.
140.
Okay. No, because they don't have a 140. It has to be
They don't have
135
a
for one.
140. That was
Yeah, so
135.
135. And that's what in the UFC, Sean O'Malley was the former bantamweight champion at 135. But I don't want to see Ryo fucking beating up Sean O'Malley for 2 rounds,
Yeah,
knocking him out. That shit
yeah,
gonna
but
look like easy,
yeah,
bro.
but
That
the
shit.
shit is you can't look at it from the fan perspective that, oh, I don't want to see Sean get beat up. You feel me? If you're Dana White, why would you want to finance this? Money. You could turn Sean O'Malley fighting this person or fighting for this Zuffa belt into money. That's really the role of the promoter is to sell the event. Never mind who wins. The goal is to get people to go to the event, buy tickets, and watch it at home. Well, if you have Sean O'Malley endeavoring into boxing as you are, that's worth something. That's worth some ratings. That's worth some tickets. I would have thought he used Zuffa to get, okay, asshole. Okay, what's the guy, Taipei? Fucking Tilapia? The guy, fucking guy.
Taporia.
He's Tempest Bledsoe. Whatever, tropical. He wants the box. I saw him say that. So it's like, oh, well, that's perfect then, because you have a way to get these guys into boxing and they're still under your umbrella because, well, you still control the shit. I would have thought that was perfect for that. I guess not.
Well,
Well,
no,
fuck it.
because for Dana, the UFC, it's all about control and keeping these fighters smaller than the sport. Because he realized with Connor, Connor's coming up to a fucking press conference an hour late, talking about, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just don't give a fuck." You know, but it's like he realized he created a star that was bigger than the sport itself, and he couldn't control him. He couldn't,
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
and that's
certain.
why he hasn't fought for so long
You
because
know, it's kind
Dana
of like
can't do shit.
boxing, though, Jules. It's kind of like boxing, UFC. Certain champions, they might not be recognized as stars like that. Like Ngannou, yeah, but he wasn't a star like that. He wasn't like, look, bro, like the PFL just left him and they split with him. They overpaid him for one fight and let him do his own shit with fucking boxing and shit, right? He made his millions off that, but they overpaid him as well. They overpaid him what Dana was gonna pay him. So they overpaid him for one fight, and then that pay-per-view flop, like less than 20K. So that was a flop in itself, So certain people who overpay, like even Dana, like I knew it wasn't him overpaying for Conor Ben. Clearly I knew it, but like certain people who overpay shit, like this is where you get you certain space where you overpay for someone like Regis Prograis shit. That's like, yeah, that's not gonna do much. Thanks God it's on Netflix, but yeah, you overpay for shit and it flops, like you ain't getting nowhere. Fucking nowhere.
Mm. Well, yeah, Ngannou, I heard he's gonna fight on the undercard of Carano versus Rousey, so that should be worth something. Like Netflix is gonna overpay, they are. So he's making off like a fucking bandit all over the place, man. Ngannou, if you think about it, from the moment he left the UFC, yeah, he's not worth what they're paying him, but he's fucking
Oh
getting
yeah,
it,
no, he
man.
went over there and
He's
ran their
fucking
pockets,
getting
bro.
it. The Fury
Who's
fight, the AJ fight, the one PFL fight, like, yeah, he left the UFC. Just tell the truth. By now, he's probably making more money than he would have made fighting John Jones.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, way
probably.
yeah,
more.
he did.
Way more. It's
That
not
is
even
damn
comparable.
facts.
Not even comparable. What's going
I
on,
mean,
everybody?
Is that fucking
What's
Fig
up,
with
Vic?
your monotone ass?
fuck it.
No goddamn emotion in your voice.
The fuck, man?
Yeah.
Damn, you don't think I
He's
got
making
emotion
off.
in my
He's
voice? That's crazy.
if
You
they
don't hear the
do.
pain in my voice?
You got no passion,
I hear,
motherfucker.
I hear the pain, and I hear all the fat bitches that you had to take down on the humble. I hear the pain. I hear
Well, I
it.
mean, sometimes you gotta, be
I'm not
Captain
mad at
Ahab in
that.
these streets,
Yeah,
man. You gotta
I'm
be
a
I'm
man
Captain
I'm
gotta
not
Ahab
mad
in
do
at
these
it.
what a
streets, man.
My
man
You gotta,
gotta do.
sometimes
question
you gotta catch.
now, my question is because
Treat
the
yourself
rumor
and
is
treat yourself.
they wanna use Ngannou on that undercard. Who is available for him to fight? I don't know the MMA world. So who the fuck is out there that they could use Ngannou on that undercard? Like, well, who's he gonna fight?
A
They'll
tomato
find
can.
Yeah, well, they gonna have that nigga
they'll
fight Tatu Ivasa, bro.
they'll find somebody. The heavyweight division in mixed martial arts has always been ass.
I mean,
Who's
maybe
It's
they
always
can
the
been
find a
ass.
kickboxer
Okay.
or something
who's
like
the
they did
bitch?
for Usyk.
Who's the bitch that Ronda's fighting? What's her name?
Gina.
Well, first of all,
Gina
watch your
Carano.
Carano.
fucking
Gina
mouth.
Carano.
Who's that whore? Okay, where's that
Watch
whore
your
from?
fucking mouth, because you
Suck
have
my
bitch
dick.
tits.
Man, I know you ain't
Well,
talking what supposedly do.
Gina
I
was the
lost mine.
Gina was sort of shut the fuck up, man.
She was the
Gina was
first one.
sort of the prototype. She was
Nope,
she was gonna be Rousey. She was gonna be Rousey, but she lost that fight to Cyborg because Cyborg fucked her up. I saw that
Yeah.
fight.
but
Cyborg
where's
fucked her up.
where's
Talking
she
about Vanderlei
from
Silva
though?
and drag.
Where's
Yeah.
Gina from?
Oh, okay. Did you see Deadpool?
The
No,
first
Did you see
I'm talking
Deadpool,
about
the
her
movie?
birthplace. Her birthplace. Where's she from?
I don't.
Baby.
Is she? What is she? Italian or some shit?
She look
Carano?
good. She look good. Fuck that. I don't
No,
give no where
she
I'm
from.
looked good.
saying
Yeah,
because
she looked good.
for the UFC, the White House card, right? You would want to put some Americans on there. I mean,
Well,
you're not
well,
gonna
they
do
did. They
Connor
tried to
from
get
Ireland.
Ronda. They tried to
That's what
get her,
it
but
should have
I
been wrong.
guess they weren't paying her what Netflix and MVP were getting her. They were
Bro, do you
We
know
could
where
over.
get
Gina
this.
Carano's from? She's from Dallas, Texas, baby.
Really?
You,
Yeah.
you,
See, perfect.
real talk. Am I bugging, or is Rousey versus Carano gonna do more numbers than the White House card? Am I bugging?
Oh no, you're right. Well, yeah, it might. It
That's what I'm
might.
saying.
It
That
might.
they should have used the
The
return
only
of
the only
Ronda
thing
to the
that
White House,
really
bro.
the UFC card has going for it is Pereira and Gan, and that's because all the John Jones fans are on Gan's cock because that's the only good win he's had in the past like fucking 5 years.
Who's
Mm.
on the main event? I hope it's Americans.
It's
It's
Gan and
Ilya
Pereira,
and
bro. It's a fucking
No,
Brazilian and a
it's a
Frenchman.
Yeah, ain't that
Wow.
a bitch? For the white,
Oh, for real.
That-
Ain't
White
that
House
some shit?
card,
Yo, Dana
For
White
the
is a
White House.
dumbass. Dana White's a dumb. Remember the
No,
Noche
no,
de
no,
UFC?
espera, because
Huh.
this is the thing. What came out of the antitrust thing is that Dana White don't even do the matchmaking anymore.
Oh no, he doesn't.
doesn't
It's
do it.
I can't remember his name, but no, it's not Dana White anymore.
No,
Yeah.
No,
So
whoever's
we knew
doing that
UFC,
shit is
hang
a
on. We knew
dumbass.
we knew UFC booking was terrible when they booked that fucking Indian guy on a Muslim show in a
Well,
Muslim.
no.
card.
I'll argue this. It's not bad matchmaking. This is no. What's dumb about it is that you're doing this for the UFC White House card. That's what makes it kind of stupid. But the matchmaking is perfect. You have Gaethje, Gaethje coming off of that great win off of Patty. Everyone was dick riding Patty because they thought his, jujitsu, all that gay shit, right?
Hold on. You're talking as a UFC fans, bro.
No,
Look,
I'm telling you that these are the
where
matches
are
that
the
were actually supposed to
Americans?
happen.
Okay, where are the Americans at the UFC?
No, that's
White
what I'm
House?
saying. That's the only thing that makes it not like that's the only thing that makes it stupid is that it's a fucking White House card. It should be Americans. That's the only thing that makes.
I would
But
argue.
these are
I
the
would have.
fights that need to happen and were supposed to be made.
I
That's what
would
we're
have
saying.
argued it would have been easier to do like an all-American boxing card at the White House because there's plenty of Americans that you could use. Bam is an American; he can represent the Latino Americans. You could have used Keyshawn; he could represent the Black Americans, or Shakur Stevenson, or Abdullah Mason.
It is way
Look at
harder
the
for UFC
president.
because there aren't that many American stars, bro.
That's
What do
what
you
I
got?
was gonna
Sean
say.
Strickland?
That's what I was going to say. It could have been Sean Strickland versus 5 Mexicans. That
That
could've
would have been
worked.
great, bro. That would have been
UFC
fucking
lame,
gas.
bro. Like,
And he's in an ice uniform.
Yeah.
He's fucking coming out to La Migra
Oh,
music and shit.
Oh
bro,
shit!
UFC lame. That shit used to be cool back when Chuck Liddell, fucking Rampage, that golden
Yeah.
era right there. That's when that shit was popping. I
But
guess when
most of the
Conor
talent.
too.
No.
After
Connor
it
is
was
really
kinda-
when it. Connor is when it peaked, man. It was never bigger than when Connor was there. It was never bigger than that. Like while Connor was doing his thing, that was peak UFC. But it was all downhill after that because they
Yeah,
got all
because I
these
didn't
Abe
really
Lincoln.
start fucking with UFC until Connor.
Yeah, they got all the
Yeah, 'cause they-
Dagestani wrestlers and shit. Nobody want to see that shit.
Yeah,
Nobody
Habib was
wanna
what
watch
really
them
fucked it
dudes.
all up.
No,
You know?
but it's also we don't want anyone bigger than the company. We don't want individual stars. Well, now
Exactly.
there's
That's why they don't allow promotions. That's why they don't allow fighters to wear what colors they want anymore. That's why they don't
Well, they
allow
don't-
fighters to have
That's why I don't like
endorsements
Dana
and
White.
shit.
Like, I feel like he gonna try to do that to boxing in a way. Like he gonna make the fighters.
No, you
like-
can already see it, bro. That's why they wear the fucking black and white uniforms, bro. Like they're trying that shit over here, but it's
Yeah,
not
but
gonna work.
there's an but the shit is there's an incentive. What I found out is a fighter that wears the Zuffa uniform gets an additional $4,000 on their purse. It's not forced.
Okay.
It's
Word?
not forced. They get $4,000 extra to wear that shit. That's why they're doing it. It's like, well, yeah, if you gonna give
That's
me 4
fucking
G's.
lame, bro. Like
How
what
is
the
that
fuck?
lame?
It's
I
lame
think
as
that's-
hell. I mean, it's
That's
cool that they paying
stupid.
them to do it, but at the same time, it is kind of lame.
Let me put it
I don't
another
like
way.
You want to make a little bit of
Wait,
extra
wait,
money,
wait,
bro?
wait,
Like
let
where
me
they
They
put it
should have
another way.
named it
Let-
something that's not Zuffa, bro.
let me
Zuffa's
put
just
it
a
another
trash
way.
name.
For the fighters that they got, we not talking about the Stevenson, the Keyshawn Davis, the Canelo, these kinds of fighters. We talking about the Rayo. Yo, for a Rayo, that's a lifesaver, bro. An extra 4 G's? Yeah, that's good. For a Boachuk, that's good. Like for them, yeah, that's good. But that's obviously you don't got Shakur and them kind of guys over there. You don't have a Teofimo or somebody like that over there. And to them,
Well, they got
$4,000
Conroy, bro.
They got Conroy, so I guess that's supposed to count for
Still
something.
siding for Johnny Opetaia. And this is why, I hate regular boxing. Because cruiserweight's not even a division where people duck like that. But ever since this guy came on the scene, everybody wants to duck him. And if the IBF strip him, unfortunately, the cruiserweight division is going to fucking move right along, which is
Was
sad.
that Christopher?
No. Well, Chris, let me tell you something. The reason that ducking has been introduced into the cruiserweight division where it is not characteristic, where a lot of the time all the guys fight each other because they have to. That's the only way you're going to get notoriety. That's the only reason Usyk and all those different guys fought each other is because we can't afford to avoid each other, right? The reason ducking has now been introduced into this division is because there are Americans or
Oscar.
American-based fighters in that division. That's what's different. That's what's different. Zerto's not American by nationality, but he is based out of America.
Is Christopher Bellum Smith based out of America? No.
Good
Right.
point. You know
Is,
what?
All
is
these
That's
Noah
dudes
a good
ducking
is
point.
shot.
Noah
That's
Gavor based out of America? No.
You right. No, you right. He is
No,
actually.
that's
He's
not.
based. No, he is based out of America. He's based out of Florida. He's not from
Okay, well,
America, but you're right that
I
the
hear you,
dude
but
is
like
Armenian.
all I'm saying is this. Yo, Noel, you can arguably have beaten Morris Breedis, but you can't fight Jai Opetaia. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
He did. You
I've
know.
been what?
No. You know what's going on? When he fought Mayris Breedis, he had nothing to lose. He was just a guy with a lot of chest hair and really thick eyebrows. He gets a belt. Oh yeah, now you got something to lose. Yeah, now you do. You got a belt. It's the same as Carlos. When Carlos didn't have shit, when Carlos Adames didn't have shit, he was begging for the Yanni Beck fight. As soon as he gets a belt, he didn't want it anymore. Just wants to
Here's
eat
my
platinums
problem, though,
all
with
fucking
most-
day.
Well, here's
It's
my problem with
phony,
Duck and
bro.
Jai, though. No, here's my problem with Duck and Jai. Y'all acting like Marius Breedis didn't whoop that man's ass twice and break his jaw. Like, yeah, he won those
They're-
fights, but
Yeah, but
You
they're
act like-
not Mayris Breedis.
Yeah, but it's
bro. In
Breedis
fairness,
though, bro.
Breedis was an old man, though.
Bro, Breedis is one of the
some
greatest
pride.
fucking cruiserweights
yeah,
of
I'm
all
tired.
time.
I'm actually
I
low key
get
tired
that,
of
but
this
have
nigga
some.
Jack
Get
complaining.
that, but have
He
some
need to go
fucking
to heavyweight
pride,
or
dude.
something.
Bro, what's the last thing to go? What's the last thing
the
to go
shit
with the
is
fighter?
the shit
Power.
is this that you got guys there. Zerto, while obviously very big, is not a career heavyweight like Breedis was, and obviously David Benavidez isn't either. So you got scary, skinny, fat dudes coming in the division. They don't want to fucking do nothing. They just want to fight each other and jerk each other off. So
Because they
I
would get
kind
their
of
heads knocked off their shoulders.
now I'm kind of feeling I don't 100% agree with you, Fig, but I do understand that you know what, you should have just went to heavyweight when you were with Matchroom, because if you would have went to heavyweight, you would have had more opportunity to fight for a title. Think about it. Murat Gassiev is the WBA regular champion. We all remember Murat. He was the unified cruiserweight champion. If that little short fat guy can go up there and you know just get in position, basically get in position, you could have got up there and got in position. You know, if he can do that, you can do that. And for staying at cruiserweight, and you know, I want Undisputed. You know, I want to get it on. I want Undisputed. Okay, well,
I feel like he couldn't gotten in line for a Wardley fight.
Yep. That you wanted to keep chasing this fucking thing. They asked you a lot of times about going up to heavyweight. He said, "No, I want Undisputed. I'm the fucking big eyeballs. I like jerking off." And he stayed.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
You know why he wanted Undisputed? He didn't want to fight those contenders. He wanted a straight path to the heavyweight title, because if you look at it, historically, this division has been rife with fuckery. So even
Yeah.
if you have, you know, people that are on your side, it can still be a little while until you get that big heavyweight title fight. That's why I think he wanted to go Undisputed. Like, hey, I'm Undisputed now. All that other BS, all that waiting in line. Nope. I want a direct title shot, just like how Alexander Usyk got that direct title shot. You feel me?
Chris, do you agree with what the IBF did? Do you agree with it? Are you on board with what they did, or no? That's some bullshit. What are your thoughts?
No, that's some bullshit, but you gotta understand, if it's fuck all sanctioning bodies and you're going where the ops are, you should expect it. But I just think, I thought they were going to accommodate Jai Opetaia in his ways. I thought he was just gonna be on a fight by fight basis, that you actually can still get some inroads into regular boxing. But hey, they really said, fuck, the sanctioning belt bodies, and they didn't make any concessions for them, which I feared, but it is what it is.
Let me go to
Yeah,
Jason.
that's the
Jason,
thing. That they were stupid for saying that
Fig,
so fast.
Fig, your perspective. Do you think that the IBF is out of pocket doing this shit, or
No,
no?
I don't think they out of pocket. I think Dana White was fucking out of pocket, and these motherfuckers was talking shit about the sanctioning bodies, and they knew they had to work with them. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit you reveal. That's some big brain shit you reveal 10 years later. in your master
Mm.
plan. You just don't come out the gate saying that stupid shit. Like the fuck's wrong
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this
but
guy?
the thing is, yeah, but this the thing, Fig. Dana never said that shit, bro. People assumed it. The people that have been running around saying, "Yo, Zuffa want to take over. Zuffa wants to run everybody out of business. Zuffa wants to run the sanctioning bodies out of business." That wasn't Dana White, bro. That was Lou
That was
DiBella.
a turkey.
That was Sean Zattel. That Turkey. Listen, Turkey said Zuffa's gonna crush everything. Right? Broad spectrum statement. That's broad spectrum. But you can assume these things, right? You can assume them, but the IBF stripping a champion of his title should be based on more than an assumption. My perspective is they're wrong. That's my perspective. Yours is, well, motherfuckers know what you're doing, so it is what it is. Jason, were they wrong to strip him?
No, because, and here's why. I feel what you're saying, Jules, but Dana has a long history of saying boxing is stupid. The sanctioning bodies are stupid. All these championship belts are stupid. And behind the scenes, he's been trying to get this Zuffa boxing thing off the ground for a while because Dana was a big boxing fan. And he still is, obviously. And now that he has the money, and now that there's money behind it, and Zuffa boxing is the thing, even if Dana White is reduced to just a mouthpiece, people remember shit. People are like, oh, this is Zuffa boxing. This is Dana's baby. Dana said, fuck us, that he wants to, if he ever got involved, he put us out of business. Well, fuck you then. Now,
D
that's
Styles
my
joining the
wrong.
panel. D Styles joining the panel. Do you think the IBF are wrong for what they're doing, or no? They have to take a stand now, or Thanos is going to get all the Infinity Stones.
I guess it depends what perspective you're looking at it. I will say this: they're going to court. Like there's no doubt in my mind they're going to court. And Jai has a case, and it'll be one thing if Jai wasn't the one with the belt, because he's their champion. Zuffa is, and the promoter's not their champion. Jai is, right? And regardless of what they say, what the posters have, Jai put the fucking belt on the table. Jai had the belt on his shoulder during the face-off. Whatever people are saying that Dana said this and that, we know what Jai said. We know Jai said, yes, the belt will be on the line. We know Jai is representing them in every way he can. And they could make the argument in their stupid little rule book that, oh, wow, it does say that if you get sanctioned by somebody else, we could strip you and this, that, and the third. But they don't have a problem with sanctioning when there's unifications with like the WBF title, the IBO title.
The IBO is the most obvious. The IBO is the most obvious because that fucking belt, and they never gave anybody an ultimatum because there was an IBO belt there, you know.
100%. So if I'm Jai Opetaia, and I'm sure he'll get the backing of TKO to do this, just to kind of fuck with them, they're going to take him to court because he has a case here. He really does.
No, he does. He absolutely does.
They cannot say that Jai, he didn't skip any mandatories. He's paid his sanctioning fees, and he represented their belt. He, regardless of anything, you guys saw it at the face-off. He had the belt on his shoulder. He put the belt on the table. He's not hiding the belt from anybody. So they could say whatever they want about the promotion, but their champion is telling everybody he's the IBF champion. And he obviously had some say because Zuffa in the 11th hour started putting the IBF belt on their social media and saying that the belt wasn't going to be on the line. So at the end of the day, whatever they wanted, they accommodated the representative of the IBF. And there's a case here. And these sanctioning bodies, they don't do really good in court. They just don't. And I think a lawyer will shred the shit apart, to be honest with you. And
I don't think they have grounds.
What really could shred them is you literally were sanctioning the fight and you pulled the sanction at the very last minute. So you can't just defer to your rule book because the rule book didn't change when you decided to accept the fee, when the suite was booked, all right? You weren't worried about it. It really looks like you did it on a whim. And where the IBF is different from the other sanctioning bodies is they're based out of America. They're based out of New Jersey. So you can't run off and hide in Mexico like Mauricio or Gilberto in fucking Panama. You're based out of here. And you know that the IBF has had many years ago, many decades ago, but they've had problems where there was federal oversight to look into what the fuck they're doing. You already got a history of this shit. So I do agree with these styles that yeah, you take it to court. You take it to court
Yep.
because it's an abuse of power. That's what it looks like. It looks like an abuse of power. Jai Opetaia never said whatever beef you got with Dana, and this is my point, D Styles. You have a beef with Dana. You don't have a beef with Jai. You have a beef
Yep.
with Dana. And it's not right for Jai to get caught in the crossfire of that. Yeah, maybe it is Dana's intention to do what you think he's going to do, but it's Jai's intention to keep paying his sanctioning fees and unifying titles. You shouldn't do him like that. You shouldn't
Try
do him like
explaining
that.
to a judge. Like, just imagine like a judge. He's not even a boxing fan or nothing. He's going to sit in the bench. Try imagine the IBF explaining to the judge, because we don't like that guy Dana, and he's trying to take over the sport, and we don't like that they have a belt. We don't like that. Like that's not gonna. That's just not gonna do it. It's not.
Yeah, that's
It's gonna go to court.
that Dan Raphael said that Daryl Peoples basically didn't like that their belt was not displayed prominently in the ceremonial weigh-in, and I'm like, bro, Jai's wearing the fucking belt, bro. He's wearing it. How much more fucking prominent does it need to be?
But you know, like a lawyer will shred that. They'll shred it by saying, all they got to do, honestly, is just be like, okay, look, this is Canelo before he fought. You know, when he was going to fight your champion for the IBF, what's his name, Skull. They weren't prominently representing your belt then, right? Like not even the WBC was there. You still put it on the line. What about all these other fights? All a lawyer has to show is look at all these other fights with these sanctioning bodies that they don't recognize, like the IBO, and they never pulled the rug under their champions. And lastly, like you said, it's their champion was prominently representing their belt.
I disagree,
Okay,
Joshua,
I'm looking-
because it's not like he had much of a choice. Matchroom
Yeah.
didn't offer him an extension. What was he supposed to do?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's gonna fight him? Who wants to fight him?
Yeah, what the fuck was he supposed to do? If Matchroom would have renewed, then I would agree that okay, you should have stayed with Matchroom. But if they didn't renew, what the fuck was he supposed to do? Go ahead, Undefeated.
No, I'm
mean,
saying
yeah.
like if you're a champion, bro, and all these fighters are ducking you, David don't want to fight you, Zudo don't want to fight you. Here comes Dana with a bag. I mean, shit, might as well take it.
Down. Nobody is. Yo, you have to understand this. If you're knocking people the fuck out,
I don't have
and
to
you don't-
understand this.
You
I ain't
should.
gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
I ain't gonna
should-
hold you, Chris.
I ain't
You
gonna
should.
Gotta
You
keep it a
shouldn't
buck.
hold me.
Gotta
That's
keep it a buck.
gay. That's gay. That's wild gay. But all I'm gonna
Keep
say
it
is
a
this,
buck.
bro. It's kind of Jai's fault because when you knocking people out, you breaking people's necks and shit. You putting people to sleep mad violently. Like
God
what
damn.
do you expect? like you remember when he did the Ellis Zorro? Zorro looked like he
Yeah.
got hit by a fucking train.
No,
bro.
yeah. If you look at his last 3 fights, you'll see why people don't want to fight him. Like he didn't go easy on none of them dudes. Not Sequeyo, not motherfucking Sankara, not Naika. Like he fucked people up. But that's what's
Broke
wrong with
Kara's
boxing.
fucking neck, bro. It broke the
That's
nigga
but
neck.
you see, that's what's wrong with boxing. The NFL, the NBA, and the NHL and the MLB don't try to get away from what they are and why people watch it. They watch it for sport. Now, people watch boxing for the fighting, and these guys don't want to fight. Well, that's why boxing is in the gutter in this country. These
By
guys
the
don't want to
way,
fight.
They've already stripped them before for a bullshit reason too. Anyway, the IBF.
Yeah,
This was
yeah.
before Zuffa was in the picture. That could be used in court, by the way, too. Like you keep stripping this guy. You say it's Zuffa. You stripped him before, so there you go.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
they
what's
they
really
could
gonna
use.
stop him?
I
There's
hope
two. There's two angles. There's two angles. I would not go that angle because then you're using Jai as the anchor, and then you have to establish a prejudice, which I think would allow the IBF to have a better fighting chance. The weaker argument the IBF is making is the thing about, oh, well, our belt is not displayed prominently enough. You can establish that you have a bias against this promotional company, and in spite of what you're saying that, oh, well, we don't let our belt be alongside sanctioning bodies we don't recognize, that's much easier to prove. All you got to do is show them the pictures of Anthony Joshua with the IBO and the IBF, because there's plenty of them. Gennady Golovkin, Cecilia Brækhus, Katie Taylor, all 4 of them, undisputed champions, in possession of the IBO title right next to the IBF. So if it were about, oh, well, you can't hold our belt and another belt that we don't recognize, you could have fucking fooled me because you let them do it. You didn't give them an ultimatum. Why are you giving me an ultimatum? And there you establish you have a prejudice against my promoter, and that is not grounds to rescind my championship status. That you can prove. The other way, it'd be a lot harder.
I mean, honestly,
Go ahead, bro.
I'm trying to think of a counter argument to that, and I'm not a lawyer, but all the things I was talking about just don't seem to apply when they accepted the fight. Like, IBF, we're going to let him defend the belt there, and then it's just my belt wasn't prominently displayed. The fuck? That's
exactly.
why.
Like that's a bullshit.
They're just looking for reasons.
I hope they sue the shit out of them.
I hope they, not for nothing. I just think it's wrong that maybe it is Zuffa's intention a couple of years from now, down the line. Yeah, maybe that is their intention, but that doesn't make it right for you to screw over this fighter, because this fighter may not be there years from now. You understand? There are repercussions to this thing. That you doing this to him does affect his career. It absolutely does, because he wants to be undisputed. It's all he fucking talks about. You're starting him off at square one because you don't like his promoter. I'm sorry, that's not a good reason to strip a guy. It's not. Shout out to motherfucking Mick Donovan. Did court cases win when they stripped WBO champions in the 90s? Really, the ring should have stripped Jai. He hasn't made a defense against the top 5 in 2 years. Mick, I would agree with you, but what top 5 wanted to fight him?
Yeah, intent matters. Like the ring knows he wants to fight these guys.
They know that he wants to fight with Zerto, with David Benavidez, with Noel Mikhalian, or Chris Billum Smith before him when he had a title. They know he's been trying to get those.
And
fights.
not only that, the Ring magazine is there to represent the best in the division. Just because you're not fighting a top 5 doesn't change the fact that you're the best in the division.
No, because they do have a rule. They have a rule that, you know, you're required to fight a top 5 fighter every 18 months. But they can't strip you if you're being fucking ducked. It's not his fault he didn't fight a top 5 guy. The other 4 guys in the top 5 don't want to fight him. So you gonna strip him for that? That's not, y'all just don't like job, bro.
It's like you said, man, the fighter's disposable.
People out. Look
True.
At face fuck.
True. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Fig, do the second verse from Beanie Siegel's "Just the Truth." I'll be right back.
Oddly specific.
What I'm saying, still stuck in the kitchen. I forgot the rest of that shit.
Keep going.
I forgot the rest. I'm sorry.
That is another.
Y'all motherfuckers know me well. Couple court cases from jail, couple faux shells from hell, stuck on this mission. Go home, my girl fussing and bitching. I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, man.
I ate ass once.
Oh God.
No,
I remember when they first invented chocolate.
Hey, did y'all see the picture of the belt? It actually looks nice.
What belt?
Zuffa belt.
Shut your stupid ass up.
No, shut up, man.
Shut your big TD ass
shut
up,
your,
motherfucker.
Man, shut your big goofy ass, bro. That belt looks like a
Zuffa,
UFC belt. That looks like the BMF belt, bro.
You talking about the one? Or did you see the one with the teal on it?
Oh, you talking about the one where they like added color into it and shit?
Yeah.
I haven't, bro. Send me that shit.
I'm gonna send you a dick pic, ho.
You fucking bitch ass nigga. I knew you were gonna say some gay shit.
This one ain't gonna be all balls, bro. It's gonna be me.
Just gonna send you a fucking dick pic with Zuffa written on the shaft.
I've been making memes with you and fucking Drew, bro. I don't know if you've been seeing him. Yo, the
nigga said it was all balls. What's wrong with this thing?
Hey, the one of Arnold had me fucking dying.
Oh, that was good, bro. That one was good.
Drew
was fucking Seth.
Drew, bro, that shit had me laughing. But now somebody,
I'm not a big fan of the belt, to be honest.
Like at first I saw it, that shit looks horrible. But someone it was Zuffa in their Twitter, bro. They put some teal on it. I'm like, okay, that looks a little bit
Yeah,
more
you need
respectful.
you need some color on it for sure.
Yeah, yeah. They put like some teal, some dark
Because
teal. I'm
you
like,
know which one I thought was gas was the undisputed title that they gave Better Biev. That shit was
Oh
fire.
yeah, it was.
But
I
it's
remember
like
about that.
that gray, gun steel monotone look. It only
yeah, that
works so
shit,
much. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some variety. You know what I'm saying? Like
that shit look dry
that's
as
that
fuck.
modern shit, bro. Where they're trying to like everything modernized. It's all fucking black and gray and shit. It's just
No.
boring.
Bro, it looks like it belongs on a gimp suit. Like the fuck.
Go and wake up the gimp.
It's ugly.
Yo, Jason, what do you know that? Why do you think that should be on the gift suit, and why do you know about that? What's wrong with you?
The
What?
fuck?
What's wrong
Fuck
with you,
Chris.
Jason?
Piece of shit. Trying to turn this
Jason
around
is
on
thinking
me.
about wearing it in his leather gimp suit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that's
Fuck you,
right.
Jason.
motherfucker is crazy. Like,
Don't
what
get the
is
gimp.
wrong with you?
The gimp
You
sleeping.
motherfuckers is crazy, son.
Y'all ain't shit.
Well, I guess you better go wake him up then.
That shit looks like a rocker's like bracelet or some shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro. Like one of those fucking tacky leather fucking bracelets. Like, man, this shit's lame.
Yeah, they should have picked a better name than Zuffa. They should have kept it with an
That too.
acronym,
Like,
man.
what
Like
the
we in
fuck?
America, bro. Like every sport got an acronym, bro. Like you fucking up. Even the UFC
And even if
is
you're
like
gonna put Zuffa, if you want it
Ultimate
to be
Fighting
pronounced
Championship.
Zuffa, why don't you just make it ZFA?
Thank you, bro.
Come on. If okay, it's ZFA, but it's pronounced Zuffa, just like it's DZN, but it's the zone.
It's Dazn, like Charlo said.
Dazin. Like, come on, bro. Meet us halfway
I
here,
ain't
bro.
gonna
Everybody
front
trying
when
to
the
fucking
zone
say
came out. That shit
Zuffa.
annoyed me too. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, bro. Like that shit it took me a long time to figure out, oh, it's the zone.
Like
Because I'd be like, hey,
Dazn,
what's the fight on? It's on Dazin. What the fuck is that?
word.
You know the
That shit
worst
took
part
me
of
a
the
solid
Zuffa.
like 2
You know,
years.
yeah,
you know
they're
what the
gonna
worst
make a
part of the
league
Zuffa
or some
boxing name
shit.
is? The worst part is that it was supposed to be Dana's boxercise program at first. That's what it was going to be. His fucking version of Taibo. Zuffa
Word?
boxing. Come get in shape. Yep.
Hey,
That's what it was supposed to be at first.
real talk.
Hey.
Real talk. Check your ex, bro. Let me know
How
how does the
fast?
belt look now?
They should let the champions, I
Yeah, that looks
guess.
way better.
See, like they took a little some shit off and they put the teal on it. It looks way better than what
Yeah, that
that
shit looks way
gunmetal
better.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's on
nah,
their
fucking.
page, on the Zuffa page.
yeah. It's on the X and somebody posted it. Like it looks
Like,
nice now.
is this
How old
fan
is
made or
Jai?
is
He's
it?
in his 30s, right?
Yeah, Josh should be 30 or close to
He's
30.
exactly 30,
But
actually.
is this like a fan made
Let me
concept or
check
is
real
it from
quick.
Zuffa?
No, well, somebody
Yeah,
posted
he's
a
30. He's
picture.
30 on the dot.
He's they
Okay.
posted a picture and I think they're at the
Yeah,
weigh-ins.
he need to go to heavyweight.
Yeah,
Cause
I think
he's gonna
if
fuck
he
around and
can't
have an
get a
Andre career.
unification, or if he can't get one of the champions within his next 2 fights, then yeah, bro, it's just gone ahead and go up.
Yeah, give
I'll
me
tell you
Ja
with
versus Jared.
a like they
I can
fucked
go for
up.
that.
Like if they should have introduced this belt when they had him by the nuts and had like a undisputed fight or some shit. That's when they should have done it.
I mean, it just comes down to Zerto being a bitch.
Real.
Wait,
No, no,
and
but
Like
what I'm
there's no like I don't understand how you can pretend like you don't know who Jai Opetaia is, bro. Like get the fuck out of here, bro.
and they're not charging the Zuffa
But you
fighters
know
a fee,
Scrappy,
right? A
though,
sanctioning fee.
Zerto. You know Scrappy, right?
Right? Like,
Okay.
well, come on, bro.
Come
Yo,
on,
is
bro.
Zuffa's not charging them a sanctioning fee, are they?
no,
Nah, I
Okay.
don't think so.
No, okay, now
no,
think
no.
about it. You're a fighter, right? You got the IBF that you already paid your sanctioning fee. They strip you, and Zuffa, they actually you don't have to pay a sanctioning
They
fee.
better pay him
I
all that
mean, he
bread back.
still has the ring belt. Like
Plus
everybody
tax
know
them.
what's
Put some
up.
tax on that shit, bro.
Oh,
Pay.
Yeah,
but
but
you know what's
these
crazy is
fighters don't
that
prioritize the Ring magazine as much as they used to. Consider how many fighters go their entire career without holding the Ring magazine. They're perfectly okay. You know, like Gervonta Davis is one of the more obvious examples. He never held the Ring magazine anywhere that he campaigned, but he still thought he was the man, and people still referred to him, some, as being the man. So the Ring magazine title doesn't even hold the same weight that it used to, you know? So Jai having the ring is not a solution to his problem. He's had the ring for 3 years, fellas. You know, like he's been Ring Magazine champion,
Shit, that's
but
all that matter to me. Fuck,
you know,
like
but
that
yeah,
shit trumps all of
after
them.
enough time passes, because it happened to Rigo. Remember, it happened. Rigo had the Ring Magazine, but Carl didn't want to fight him. And who's the other guy? It was Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg. They didn't want to fight him. Then Leo Santa Cruz didn't want to fight him, and he ended up in a sort of similar situation to Jai, where it's like, yeah, you know, you're the best in this division, but nobody gives a fuck. You know, they're not gonna roll the dice with you. You know, some bullshit.
Jai's exciting though. Like I think if the Saudis throw enough money around, these guys are going to have to get in the ring with him.
We could say that, man, but think about you know, the Saudis wanted Gervonta Davis to fight, who was it, Devin Haney, and he wouldn't do it. So long as David Benavidez, because I think David is going to win the Zerto Ramirez fight. So long as David has alternatives to facing a potentially dangerous opponent, he won't fight him. And if Jai gets stripped on Sunday, the IBF title is going to go to Chris Billum Smith. He'll fight him. Yeah, he'll fight him in a fucking minute. So as long as he has other options, and he could always do the bullshit that he's been doing, that, oh, I want to fight Bivol now. Oh, I want to fight Better Beef now. And of course, he's going to bring up Canelo Alvarez 1,000 times. That Jai Opetaia will be at the very bottom of that to-do list. He won't fight him willingly. You know, it would have to be the very last resort for him to fight Jai Opetaia, unless Turkey just kicks out an insane amount of money. Like something like what he's giving Connor, like, yeah, maybe if you give David $15 million, he'll fight him. Maybe then.
Well, you know, I don't know why he wouldn't
think
fight me.
you
You
could
know, we
shame
offered him
David into
150
it.
million.
Right?
No, bro, you know, this makes the Inoue shit even more sickening. Because now that the best guy is the money guy, and y'all still trying to dictate terms. Y'all
They
still trying to
pretend
be.
they pretend that he's, well, you talking about Inoue or Jai? Because technically Jai is the money guy at Cruiser. It's so bizarre, but he is the money guy in the division. None of you have as much money behind you as he does. He's got Zuffa. That's Sella. That's Paramount. That's
You want your
UFC.
neck
That's
broke?
WW. Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Chris raises an
What
excellent
y'all
point.
talking about? Like, you want a break, please?
He raises a good point, Christopher does. He raises a good point. You know,
By
but
the way,
shifting
I
gears.
just try to act with logic, folks, because at the end of the day, you gonna have to deal with that.
No, I mean, there's only
Yeah.
so much money. There's only so much of that money you can spend in the hospital, right? If you're
You,
in the
you
hospital,
feel me?
you could pay the bill. Shifting gears, fellas. Devin Haney is supposed to be in talks to fight either Rolly Romero or Xander Zayas in June. The first question is, who do you think he's going to end up fighting?
Probably Rolly.
Probably Rolly. Do you guys think he
Rolly
beats
desperate.
Rolly? Do you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
think he beats Rolly?
I'm
You
gonna,
do?
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
say no.
schedule my
I do.
I'm gonna schedule my nap for that fight, so I won't know.
All right,
I
who
got
thinks
Rolly.
well, you just have him for hate of Devin, so there's nothing to analyze there. Can he disarm Rolly, Chris? Can he beat him?
Yeah, with a good jab. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, he should be able to disarm
Who,
him.
Haney?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knock out Rolly.
No, I think Rolly's got that retard strain. He's gonna barrel through that fucking jab.
Bro, you
Like
gotta remember, he
Rolly's
did
so
drop fucking
retarded.
Brian
He's probably not
Norman.
even gonna realize he got jabbed.
That's true.
You gotta remember, he did drop Brian Norman, and a lot of people didn't think that.
Oh, my bad. Let me call
Yeah,
my mom real
I
quick.
got Devin stopping Rolly. Fuck.
You have
That's
him
a
stopping
stoppage.
Rolly.
Bro,
He knocks him out.
stop, Fig, stop.
Yeah, he'll knock Rolly out.
This
Pitbull
guy,
knocked out
bro.
Rolly.
No,
Yo,
bro.
Rolly
Devin
hit him hard
and
to knock out Rolly, bro.
Devin
He'll
and
be
knockout.
having
That
Golden-
don't even sound right.
Bro, you know
I
what,
know
Fig?
it
How
don't
about this,
sound
bro?
right. I know it don't
Fig,
sound right.
$100
But
says
think
that he
about
doesn't
it.
knock
Think
him out.
about it.
No.
Devin at 47, he's not as weight drained as he used to be. Take a punch. We see he got more power. You know, he got more weight behind his punch. Rolly Romero's been knocked out by Pitbull
Okay.
Cruz, man.
See,
Like,
that will fix
we done
it.
seen
That's
Rolly fucked up.
that's the same reason I give him Rolly a chance, because I think he was draining himself with Tank, with
Yeah.
Pitbull. Bro, he was
Yeah,
looking
you
good
could
with
say that about
Ryan.
Rolly. You could say that about Rolly. That 135 for a kid that size, he was drained at that weight.
Yo,
So
at
yeah,
147 with Ryan, bro, the motherfucker's shoulders, I thought he was on roids.
No, yeah, he
Nah,
does
I
look big
think
at that weight. Shout out to Virtuoso. Let me before I pass it to D Styles. Jai better work them crazy eyes on Daryl Peoples to get his 80,000 back. Yeah, he gonna have to give him them fuck me eyes. Paying the
Bro, I'm
bills.
telling you,
George said
if Jai Opetaia fucking eyeball somebody, it should be considered assault.
best world title belt: WBA, WBC, old UFC, or 90s WWF.
90s
90s
WWF.
WWF.
It's not even
Easy,
close.
easily.
Yeah,
That's not even
not
a
even
fucking
close.
question.
'90s WWF
IBO,
was
man.
crazy.
Now, the second fight, which I think is the more intriguing fight, or the more intriguing question, if I don't think this is gonna happen, guys. Like, Devin's not fighting Xander in June. Like, nah, homie, that's not gonna happen. But say that it did. Does anybody have Devin beating Xander?
No.
I think Devin will
No.
win that.
No, we already know
I
you do
don't.
the big.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I like
I
Devin.
don't think he beats Xander. No.
So why do you think he beats Xander, Fig? How does he beat Xander?
I think it'll be like a real good boxing match. I think Devin might just have a little bit too much experience for him at the moment.
Hard.
Because they
I
got
don't know.
similar
There's
But
styles,
that's
right?
not a way
Like
to beat
Xander's
somebody.
bigger
Like
than
you have
him.
to tell us
I,
how
Yeah.
he beats him.
I think he'll change to being a boxer punch. He'll do a little boxing, do a little pressure, apply a little pressure. I think he's smoother than Xander
I'll
on the
tell you
inside.
that. I'll tell you that.
Go ahead,
my
Chris.
problem with Devin and
Go ahead, Jason.
well, my problem with Devin in all these scenarios is that he still does that shit where whenever he jabs, the hand that's supposed to protect his chin drops. He's always vulnerable for a hook. That's why Ryan Garcia beat him in the amateurs. That's why he beat him in the first fight. So
I'm gonna say that you know, this is purely for conversation because I don't actually think he can beat Xander. All that bullshit you get away with, yeah, you won't get away with that kid. With that kid, you got the right style for Xander, but he's too big for you. He's way too big for you. Like you're gonna rehydrate. Let's say Devin's gonna rehydrate what 160, let's call it somewhere around there. Xander is gonna be like 175 pounds tonight in the fight.
Yeah, and it comes down to overestimation of Haney and underestimation of Xander because
Yeah.
you have to realize Haney doesn't have a longer reach than Zayas. He is
Nope.
going to have to get close to him.
Yeah.
And you're telling us Haney's gonna swim without getting wet or what?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't see that.
I think he's good enough for it. I think he
Nah,
for moments. I
you
don't
smoke
think he
whatever
can
you're
do it like
smoking,
the
bro. Let me
entire
know
fight,
because
but
I
I
want
think
to buy a half.
I
he
got
can
time.
outbox him for some of the rounds, and then
But
he's gonna fight him.
And then run the rest of the fight or what?
Go ahead, D Styles.
just back to the Raleigh thing. I don't think Raleigh like I'm just not that impressed with Raleigh. I think people are inflating his capabilities based off that one performance against Ryan. That
Yeah.
was a performance of his life. That's probably Ryan's worst performance of his life. If they were to rematch, I would favor Ryan in that rematch.
Me too.
By the way,
Me too.
I just think
That's fair.
I do believe that Ryan was injured. Ryan looked in horrible shape in that fight, and that's how I feel about that. But Raleigh, outside of a puncher's chance, I don't think can even.
I got a question
win a
for you, D
round.
Styles.
Yeah.
Do you believe they really played with Ryan's butt down the forest?
What'd you say?
Oh, what I was gonna say was I don't actually
What?
think that I don't think that Rolly was so much good in that fight as Ryan was that bad.
Yep.
And Ryan was that bad because he wasn't on Osterin. I do fall back on that. Like, yeah, you're nothing without the Osterin. Because if you look at Ryan's boxing, his X's and O's, his footwork, his setups, his variety of punches, yeah, it's all trash. All
Trash.
you are is a big kid who's fast. You are fast and strong. But with your speed, it's just the 1-2, the 1-2, the 1-2, and the 1-2, and the occasional left hook. Like you throw the same shit over and over. You know, defensively, you guys saw the booty roll. So it goes without saying that this kid's not a good boxer. Like, no, he's not a good boxer. He's just a good physical specimen. And I think, yeah, he could beat Rolly on the Osterin. He can beat Rolly. If they rematch, I would pick him to beat Rolly. But as stated, like D-Style said, don't overestimate Rolly because it's not that he was good in that fight. It's that Ryan was that bad, which opened the door for Rolly to look good, you know?
Okay,
With
I do think Rolly's
If
improving though.
if they got a
No, he's not a good
rematch,
fighter.
Broly, if they got a rematch, Rolly and Ryan, y'all really believe what his trainer, his dad is gonna teach him better than Salas is gonna teach Rolly, bro? Henry?
Good point. Good point. But the thing is that Salas, another reason that I think Rolly would lose to Devin is because of who his trainer is. It's Salas is a cerebral trainer. He's gonna try to have you boxing Devin. You don't outbox Devin. You got to mow him down. You got to mow him down. You got to pressure him, take it to him, and mow him down. Salas is not going to have you doing that. Salas is going to have you jabbing and feinting and moving. And you saw how he fought, Ryan. That's what he's going to have you doing with Devin. And yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah,
I'll be honest with
that's
you
not gonna
guys.
work.
I think Norman beats Rolling. To be honest with you.
I don't.
I don't know.
I don't. I don't even.
Let's
I
not
don't
get
even. I don't
crazy.
even know.
Yeah, come
Let's
on now.
listen.
You
Yeah,
said
by
you
the
need
way,
to.
Norman, yeah,
D
Norman
Styles,
a
no, D
knockout
Styles, you need
Rolly.
to. You need to
What do you
calm
mean?
down, D Styles. No, no, no. You
Hey,
need to
who do you
calm
think
Hey,
down.
wins in
hey,
Norman and Rolly?
we need D Star to take a VADA test because that shit was outrageous, bro.
Yeah,
Come on now.
that was crazy.
Yo,
Yo, this dude
but
got knocked down by Devin.
You think
Yo, the
Rolly
dude,
beats Rocha? You think he
got
beats
yo,
knocked
Rocha?
down by Devin. I no, no,
Okay.
no.
Who
I
did
don't. I
Rocha
don't
lose
think he
to?
beats Rocha.
Santian, right?
Here's no, but here's the
yeah.
thing. Here's no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All
Don't do
right.
that.
Well, I
The
mean,
thing is, Rocha. He's not perfect. He's not perfect. We know that. But Rocha knows who he is as a fighter. He's not
it's
experimenting.
true.
Brian is experimenting. You got Ronnie Shields, bro. You're experimenting.
Yeah,
You know Ronnie gonna have you out here boxing, right? Brian, to
yeah.
me, Brian should have went. I would sooner send Brian to Robert Garcia than Ronnie Shields.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I would sooner
Perfect.
send Brian to Buddy McGirt than Ronnie. Shit, like,
That's
bro, you're
even
not a
better.
boxer. You're not a boxer. You a
Well, let me put
banger,
it this
but you
way.
gotta
That's a
you
great
gotta
point.
be a better banger. But you're not a boxer,
No,
bro.
I agree
You
with
got to get
everything
an
you just
inside
said,
game.
right? Like, I agree with everything you just said. But, like, the Brian Norman Jr. that fought Santillan and annihilated him against Raleigh, who wins that fight?
The problem with that is if you're gonna go punch for punch, if you're gonna be aggressive and you're gonna stand in front of Rolly, right? Salas is gonna try to get Rolly to set you up. And we've established that, that's not the first time Brian got knocked down either. He got knocked down by the Dominican guy. He got knocked down by the Dominican guy. He gets knocked down by Devin. I'm just saying, Rolly has more on his punch than Devin does. If he lands the way that Devin landed, do you trust Brian's chin? I don't anymore. Like, nah, you get
Yeah,
knocked
you
down by
can't.
Devin.
Yeah, especially Devin Haney, bro. Come
by
on,
the
man.
way,
You get knocked down
rest
by
in peace
Devin
to
Haney,
the
bro.
by the way, rest in peace to the Gimp or the actor who played the Gimp. He died.
Hey, happy birthday,
Oh
country.
shit!
Word?
Well, way to make
Yep.
an
Happy
entrance,
birthday,
country.
country! Everybody say happy
Happy,
birthday to country,
happy
bro.
birthday,
Oh
country.
Happy
yeah, happy
birthday.
birthday, country.
Happy
Happy birthday, you
birthday
racist
to
fuck.
you. Happy birthday to Drew.
What is
Happy
it, like 72,
birthday,
eh?
dear country. Happy birthday to Drew. There it is, yo.
Ah, thank you, man.
There it
I
is,
think
bro.
they got that
Shout out to
song
Mr.
copyrighted the
Calderon.
whole time.
Is
Birthday
there
song.
any way Jai can take the IBF to court? Yeah, he can. He can. He can. He can take them to
Yeah,
court, and
they don't have grounds to strip him.
yeah, he
I don't,
can.
I don't think.
In short,
Do you honestly think he'll get anywhere though?
yes, because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
shot themselves in the foot. The way they shot themselves in the foot was they were going to sanction the fight, and at the last minute they withdrew the sanction. Now you take that to court, and you've got a judge up there, and you ask them, why did you sanction the fight, and then why did you withdraw the sanction? And when you give your reason, you're going to look like a fucking moron, because the reason you did it, according to Dan Raphael, Daryl Peoples felt that the IBF title was not prominently displayed. The images of the ceremonial weigh-in show that Jai Opetaia is wearing the fucking belt. How much more prominent does it need to be? He's wearing the fucking belt. It was on display at the press conference. It's just going to prove that you're being petty, and maybe you can win that. Yeah, I think they stand a good enough chance they can win that they should take it to court, because it's silly. It is silly. Like, you didn't like where we had you didn't like where we had your belt. I was wearing your fucking belt. How much more prominent does it need to be? So yeah, now back over to Devin and Rolly. I'm gonna assume the PBC paying for that. I'm gonna assume, because the offer's supposed to be coming from Rolly.
How do they keep getting money?
I don't know. I literally don't know. That's kind of why I don't expect the fight between them to happen. Because if the PBC has to pay for it, where is the money coming from?
Not only that, do you think they're gonna have enough to pay fucking Haney's diva ass?
Wait,
That's the other thing. The amount of
so
money.
Top Rank was gonna pay for Devin too, or if he was to fight Zayas, or what?
Eso no se sabe. That
'Cause I
I
know
personally, I don't think Top Rank would pay Devin. No, they're not going to waste money on that kid, bro. They're not.
Well, I know it ain't
That's what puts
I
Devin in
know
the fucking
Top
it
between
Rank's
ain't.
on
a.
a
I
budget right
know it
now,
wasn't
bro.
gonna be DHP paying for that shit.
No,
Fuck
I mean
that.
no.
That'd
Listen,
be a
that's the
pretty big
story.
fight, though.
What Devin and
Xander.
Rolly and
No,
Xander?
Xander. Yeah, he got the
I
item
mean,
behind him.
it
Top
could
Rank's on
be.
a budget right now,
But
Like
see,
bro.
Bad
that's what
Bunny, the
puts
Super
Haney
Bowl, like
between a rock
he
and a
lit.
hard cock is that nobody wants to pay for his fights except for
Yeah.
you gotta go to Turkey. That's why they're begging for. Well, we
Oh,
we
hey,
gotta take it
yo,
to
nah,
Turkey, Steve,
fuck all
baby.
that. Fuck all that. That's crazy.
You don't like
That's
Rocking a
Bruh.
hard. You don't
you
like
don't
hard
like
that.
that
cocks?
you don't like
Come
hard
on,
cocks,
bro. That's
Christopher?
wild.
Come
That's
on,
Yeah, bro.
wild.
Christopher.
A
That's
rock and a
wild.
hard cock, man.
Come on,
Come
Yo,
on,
come
Christopher.
on,
Christopher.
man. Why did you have to say that?
Come on,
That's Jules'
Christopher.
shit,
What the
man.
fuck? That's the
That's
shit, yo.
crazy.
Listen, Devin versus Xander could be it could be a big fight in theory. It could be. Xander's not necessarily there yet. I actually think the Rolly fight. I do think it moves the needle a little more, but it moves the needle on the internet, if you know what I mean. Rolly is talked about a lot on the internet. He gets good metrics on the internet, whatever the fuck that's worth. But commercially, I don't think that fight does more than 150,000 buys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'd
then
be
another
surprised
thing
if it
is
did
that
that.
like with Haney, Rolly's really the only fight that you can have where you're the A side, which is what you fucking
Yeah,
you're really
yeah,
fucking worried about so much is that's the only fight you are the A side in.
yeah. Because you're not the A side to Xander. Look, you make more money than Xander. You know what I mean? But that's because you've been overpaid more times than Xander. The money you make is not based on what you generate. So if you go into negotiations with Xander, Xander's not going to bend over because you're not actually worth what you get paid. Turkey overpaid you. Before that, Top Rank overpaid you. And before that, the Zone overpaid you. But you by yourself negotiating with yo, you got to do something about your mic, Ignacio. You by yourself negotiating with Xander, you're not worth that. So you can't negotiate that. Only if Turkey come in and pay for it does all this money get added to the pot. That's the only way.
I heard Haney took money on the low when he was fighting for Top Rank Cambosis. Like I remember hearing him say he got
Yeah, he
paid
took a
Yeah,
pay cut for that fight.
that was the one time he did. Yeah,
Shout out to George. Worst defense. Haney's bow and arrow. Ryan's crank that. I'd say it's
Haney's
Haney's
bow and
bow and
arrow.
arrow. I'd say it's Haney's
Ryan beat
bow and
him.
arrow. Kept getting hit with
Uh,
the same. Kept getting hit with the same punch.
Munguia using his face to block punches. There you go.
They're talking about doing Munguia Rosendis for the undercard of the
Oh,
Egypt show.
God damn.
They desperate to sell that
anyone
shit.
else?
Like, bro,
Zendies.
you gonna have it's preliminary. It's preliminary. I saw the story yesterday. But you about to have two Mexicans fighting in fucking Egypt. Nothing sells tough sell like that, bro. Like
It,
you got a Dutchman and a Ukrainian in the main event. But let's just throw some Mexicans on there so somebody will buy this fucking thing, bro. That's
the
fucking
double
crazy.
the WBC super
Fucking
middleweight.
Super
pyramids are gonna
middleweight.
open up.
Yeah, yo, fucking Sphinx is gonna walk out that shit. But who wins that fight, fellas?
Zendies.
All day.
Rosendis. El,
If everybody's gonna pick Rosendis, that means Munguia is gonna win. That's what
el
that
Toro.
shit means. That's what that shit
I'm gonna
means.
take Munguia.
I got
And
Munguia in one round.
I'm
God
never
damn.
picking. Bro, I'm
Yo,
never picking
chill out,
Munguia
Christopher.
again. You got knocked out by a Frenchman with no power.
Exactly.
Let me make my pick. Let me make my
He's
pick. I
fucking
got Munguia.
French.
I got Munguia. I got
Of
Munguia.
course.
Fuck
French,
you! I picked
Jules.
Munguia first,
Jules,
I got Munguia.
French.
No, it's
He
not
was
that.
French.
bro. That
One.
was his fourth fight
No, no,
that
no,
year,
no,
bro.
no, no,
Fuck
no.
off.
I think that Eddie Reynoso is going to have him on the sauce. He's still with Eddie. For those that don't know, he's still being trained by Eddie Reynoso. He's still fighting out of that gym. I think that Eddie's going to have him on the sauce. And with Eddie's style, with the style that Eddie's trying to teach him, he can beat Rosendis. Yeah, he can beat him. He won't knock
Yeah,
him
bro.
out,
More
though.
peds, bro.
He
Nah,
won't knock him out, though. He won't
bro.
knock him out.
I don't think he beats him. That's like I've been calling him. That's Mexican Virgil Hunter, bro. You're not beating Manny Robles,
That's
bro.
fucked up, fool.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that's
whoa.
fucking crazy.
Hang on now, hang on
You're
now.
going to
That's
hell,
an,
bro.
that's an insult to Munguia.
That's a tough.
He's
fight.
at least won a title.
Go ahead, D Styles. Who wins that fight?
It's a tough fight. I'll favor Munguia, but it's a tough one. I don't know if we're just overrating Rosendis because of the plant win, but I mean,
I don't rate
I
the
just
plant
think-
one, to be honest with you.
yeah,
I don't.
Plant was
I don't.
like
I don't.
dog shit in the fight prior. So
Yeah, he looked like dog shit with McCumbee. He got dropped getting punched on the shoulder. I don't rate Rosendis. I like watching Rosendis though. I'm big on pressure, guys. I'm big on pressure, guys, right? You know, because they make fights entertaining, whether they win or lose. So I like Rosendis, but I don't actually think you're all that. If it was Rosendis versus Bektemir, I would go with Bektemir. If it was Rosendis versus Mabili, I would go with Mabili. If it was Rosendis versus Sajo, yeah, I would go with Sajo. If Rosendis versus Pacheco or just Shiraz, a lot of these guys, yeah, I think a lot of them beat Rosendis. A lot of them beat Rosendis, but
You
he's
think
fun to
Becca
watch.
beat him?
Becca's yeah. The thing is, remember, Rosendis is not that big a guy. You're forgetting this. Rosendis is not that big a guy. He's a middleweight who moved up. Beck, while trash, is a big boy with a big punch. Rosendis ain't the model for fucking defense, bro. He's gonna get hit. He's gonna get hit hard. Yeah, I would have Beck. I would have Beck in that.
you know,
And I don't, and I don't think Beck is shit, by the way. So I, you know what I mean, like, yeah,
You-
Beck sucks.
you convinced me. I'm gonna go with Munguia. Munguia all
I
day.
got Munguia. I think Eddie's
Fuck you
style,
guys. I
he's
picked them
gonna- you
before
know,
I
Eddie's
was.
making
Rosendis
him.
about to beat the dog shit out of Munguia, bro.
No,
he
I
not
think
doing
it's the
dog
plant.
shit out there.
It's the what have you done for me lately kind of effect, and the plant win, and
It is recency bias.
yeah.
It is. It
It's
is.
that beating Caleb Plant doesn't mean it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. Look,
He
I've
really
always
beat him, though.
respected. Listen. I've always respected that Caleb, a young white man from where's he from? Tennessee.
Yeah,
It is
able
black,
to
bro.
from Nashville.
Look, listen. He pulled the fine bitch, and I really respect that shit. And he nutted.
Bro, that's
him.
white chocolate,
He
bro.
nutted.
Yeah, he's from he might be he's Memphis, Tennessee. There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
Memphis. That's where DJ was from. You know it's hard out.
Bro,
here
you don't
for
step up to
a-
Canelo and try to slap him if you're not.
You don't.
fucking white
Yeah,
chocolate,
yeah.
bro. Come on, that
No,
dude.
listen. I've always respected Caleb, but realistically, what I said about Rosendis also applies to him. The only guy that I think Caleb can beat at this point, and I don't even know if he can beat him, but it's like, is Edgar.
Edgar Berlanga.
Sajo
Hey, but,
would beat
by the way, it's
listen,
Nashville.
Sajo
Though.
would
It's Nashville.
Sajo would beat years off of Caleb Plant.
You probably kill him in that ring. You probably fucking kill him.
Mabili would beat years off of Caleb.
He put him in the hospital.
That'd be a terrible match.
What about
That'd be terrible.
can
for
at this
Caleb.
stage can Caleb beat so old, bro?
No.
Nigga said so old.
Thomas-
You disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yo, nigga.
Oh,
He could take that.
I know he was talking about that first.
You're talking about Sajo.
Here's
No,
my
you're talking
only,
about
my
Nelson.
only worry.
Yeah.
My only
Go
worry
these
about my only worry about Munguia is this right now. It could be he just got caught and knocked out, but like that what is that French dude? That's not a big puncher, bro. That knocked him out. And then he fought way too scary in the rematch. So
Esto es lo que es. Esto es lo que es. Dos cosas. I'm not making excuses for Munguia by no means. That was a busy year. I think he fought 3 times that year. He fought a Canadian. He fought
Brazilian.
Canelo. He fought Canelo, fought Brazilian, fought
Ryder.
Then he fought what was it? Bruno, right? It was 3 fights, right, guys? It was Canelo,
Bruno.
Brazilian, then Bruno. And they were in quick succession. I think being too busy or busier than he's used to. I think that caught up to him. Two, you're looking at him being careful as like like, oh, that's shaky. Being careful is what's gonna win him the Rosendis fight. That he's not going balls to the wall, that he's not leaving his chin out there to get hit, that he's using his jab. Yeah, that's what's gonna win him the fight.
Well, here's the
Oh, shit,
question
he had
that
four
I
fights
don't.
that
Come
year.
back from Africa and land
No,
that
he had-
shot though.
So,
He
so
had
the
4
question
fights
I
that year. He
have
had
is
John
this, though,
Ryder,
right?
too.
This is the question I have, and the reason at first I was kind of like, I'm not sure. I'm still gonna ride with Munguia, but has his chin officially like give in? Is there a crack in the chandelier now? In other words, or did
I
he
think
just
so.
get caught as a one-off? You know what I
No,
mean?
no, 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 no,
I,
no.
I think Canelo cracked the shit.
No. There you go. I'm gonna
It's
be
been
honest.
wars, though. Yeah.
Listen. I think Munguia is damaged goods. I do think Canelo messed him up. I do. I think he messed him up. And you could call me a fanboy, whatever. I do think Canelo carried him. I think he got hurt once or twice in that fight, and Canelo carried him. Why? I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I know what I saw. And I do think Munguia's damaged goods. I absolutely do. But
I don't.
being careful and boxing the way that Eddie Reynoso wants you to box, you beat Rosendis. Yeah, I got Munguia.
I think somebody posted a picture of Munguia in the sauna room a day before the weigh-ins, and that they were saying he was struggling to cut the weight. I think he had a fat camp, and he didn't cut weight close enough too close enough, and it weakened him, bro. I think that's what it was, because you don't get knocked out by a fucking Frenchman. No offense.
It's been a lot of
Especially if
wars.
you're gonna be the new
No, I
face of
mean that's
boxing.
that's reality.
He just had a lot of wars, and then Canelo obviously cracked his chin a bunch of times. So,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I think he beats Rosendis. Plant, you need to go to Zuffa, bro. I don't know what the fuck you
Right.
doing out here. You need to go to Zuffa. The fuck
Yeah,
you
that's
waiting
his,
for?
that's his best move.
Come on, Jordan need a new pair of panties, bro.
I mean, does he need the money?
You need a
though?
new
Is that-
Victoria's Secret set, bro.
Honestly,
Spring
what
catalog's
else?
gonna come out, bro.
What else is there to do in the boxing world? Caleb Plant at this moment is past it. You know, you're on the back nine in regular boxing, but at Zuffa, you're the big man on campus, bro. Oh, we got Caleb Plant, the former IBF, right? Here had you out
White
here
chocolate.
fighting, right? Chocolate, baby. He gonna fuck all the chocolate bitches. Yeah, you need to go to Zuffa,
That's
Caleb.
vanilla
That's what you need to
spice.
do.
So he's
He's
gonna
be
fight
over there
out. He's
fighting
gonna
dudes
fight
like
out.
Rosendis getting fucked up.
He's gonna fight at 175. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but who the fuck over there is there to worry about, bro? Who you gonna worry?
I mean,
Radavalle,
his stamina's gonna still be shit, man.
Caleb might lose
I
that
don't think
fight.
Caleb. I don't think Caleb.
Honestly,
fucking
he
will.
might. He might.
Because
That is,
they
no,
only got
honestly,
the
you're right,
175.
bro.
And they only
He
got
might
the
lose that
basic weight
fight, bro.
classes, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to George. Fan fight: Henry Armstrong versus Roberto Duran at 130. Dude, that is tough, bro. That is
Henry
tough,
Armstrong,
bro.
Roberto Duran. That's crazy.
Man,
I'm
gonna
That's
fantasy
I'm
fight.
gonna, I'm gonna reluctantly say Henry
Roberto
Armstrong.
Duran or Rod Soccer at 135.
Yeah.
I
Kind
don't.
I see.
wanna
I know
say-
why you saying that. I know why you saying that. Henry proved that he can go well above 135 and still be elite, still be durable. Whereas Duran,
So
you know,
Duran-
yeah, above one, sort of at 147, yeah, country, but above 147, nah.
Jules,
Where
don't
was it the
forget
time they knocked him out?
he won a real title at 154 though too.
Where was it the time he knocked him out? What
At
weight was
154.
that?
I thought that was at 60.
No, it was at 54.
No, he beat up Iran Barkley.
And did you hear the story about what happened before that fight, Jules, from Duran?
No, what happened? What happened?
Duran literally said before that fight against Hearns, he literally had not been training at all. He had been fucking snorting blow and having threesomes in Miami when he agreed.
Shout out to
That sounds like Duran.
Duran was a fucking animal.
Shout out to Duran.
All right.
bro.
No. Let me round it out for you then. If you're snorting blow and having threesomes before the Henry fight, all right, the same thing happens. There it is. There's your
Yeah,
answer.
at the end of at the end of the day, like Henry Armstrong held 3 weight division titles at the same time, and the only reason it wasn't 4 is because he ran to Sugar Ray Robinson. I can't vote against the guy.
See, the thing is, I want to
and
say
that's not a
Henry.
normal matchup. You don't often hear Henry Armstrong versus Roberto
Type
Duran
shit.
anyway. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
not.
want to say Henry, but Roberto was good in the clinch, man. Like his guard manipulation was like crazy.
Oh no,
That's all
Roberto
Henry
ain't no
did was
bitch.
like wrestling.
Okay then. Okay,
Henry's
no,
one.
okay then. No, okay then. I went easy on you guys. Now you're gonna have to nut the fuck up. It's at 135. Now what? It's at 135.
I'm gonna take Duran.
Henry was from the era where they fought 55 rounds. I mean, you know.
At 135, country. At 135, not above. At 135, who wins that fight?
That is a tough call.
Don't get fucking scared. Everybody had something to say 2 seconds ago.
Fuck you guys. I'm going Duran, bro.
Wait, I'm doing it, man. Just give me a chance. Jeez. I'm going with Henry Armstrong.
Oh, spicy. Ignacio, don't just fucking sit there quiet like you're not there. I can see you.
Shut up. I have to agree with Country. I think Homicide Hank might be just a little too tough for Roberto. Even though Roberto's a tough son of a bitch, I still think, like Jason said, he's the only guy to ever hold multiple weight class titles at the same time.
Well, Leo Santa Cruz?
Come on. Don't fucking insult Henry Armstrong with fucking Leo Santa Cruz.
What the fuck are you trying to say, Joe? Get out of here.
Oh, shit. But no, yeah. It's not a lot of guys that I would. It's not a lot of guys that I would say, yeah, they indefinitely beat Roberto, but Henry's one of them. Henry is one of them. Like, yeah, that's a different guy. That's a different guy. Yeah, fucking Roberto, man. Back to the fuck was we talking about before that?
Threesomes and blow.
If Caleb goes to
Stuck between a rock and a hard cock.
Oh, right. Caleb needs to go to Zuffa. Yeah, he needs to go to
That's
Zuffa.
what I'm saying. If he go to Zuffa, he got to fight at 75, right? Because they only got the original weight class.
Or middle.
You think
he'd have to cut his legs off to make middle, Jules? What the fuck?
Bro, he's not a big guy, bro.
He like 6'1" or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yo, what y'all looking at his fucking height, bro? I'm looking at his build. That dude is lean as a motherfucking as a chicken tenderloin. He got them low ass shoulders and shit all sunken in. He's not a big guy.
Yeah, bro. Niggas got like no delts, bro.
What's he gonna look like at a lower weight? He's gonna look like a bionic pipe cleaner instead of that. You know, I mean, come on.
He looks fucking huge at 160. And he'll get fucking destroyed because he'll be way.
All right. So, do you like his chances? Do you like his chances as a light heavyweight?
No. I think that's what I'm saying. You saying who over there could fuck with him? I'm like Radavalle. I don't think he'd be fucking Hot Rod, man. Like,
legit, I think everyone over there can fuck with him. He's shot, man. He ain't got me.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of speaks to what I said before. That I think a lot of guys beat Armando. I think even more guys beat Caleb. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys beat Caleb. At this point, him versus Edgar Berlanga is a 50-50 fight. At this point, yeah. It's been a long time since you fought Caleb. And while I think Edgar is a bag of wet dog shit, I also think he hits harder than you. And if he lands, yeah.
Well, all he has to do is wait
I
up
also think he can last longer than you.
Yeah.
All he has to do is wait for Caleb to gas, and then he'll be able to hit him with no problem. So I mean,
exactly.
Just wait until round 6.
Exactly, country. As long as the fight goes past the 6th, Edgar has a chance. Yeah, he's got a chance.
how good is Edgar at this point? He's coming off a knockout loss.
Edgar,
like his chin might be.
This is the dog shit. Look, the dog shit tier is Edgar, Caleb, Rosendis. A lot of guys beat those guys, bro. A lot of guys beat
I think Rosendis is better than you give him credit for. I think he's better than Beck. I think he'd beat Beck.
Didn't he get beat by Elijah
Billy
Garcia?
Sandro.
Wait, didn't he get beat by Elijah Garcia? Didn't he?
That was a 60, right?
That was a 60, but he got beat by Elijah. Elijah got beat by Tyrone Davis. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where we're at. Guy got beat by Tyrone Davis. Yeah, Armando's fun to watch. I give him his flowers. But I think a lot of guys at 68 beat him. I think Shiraz beats him. Sajo outguns him. Mobili outguns him. The Cuban's way too big for him. He'll outbox him. Yeah, a lot of guys. Even that fucking that huge white guy that just knocked out Skull.
Oh, Jacob Bank. He'll beat the shit out of him.
Beat the fucking shit out of Rosendis, bro. A lot of guys beat that dude, bro. He's the weakest link.
There's a lot of punches at 68.
Yeah, Munguia ain't one of them, though.
Cracking.
Oh, here we listen, bro. I got Munguia. Talk that bullshit so Munguia can win a decision, bro. Munguia don't knock him out, but he'll win a decision. Like I said, using Eddie's style, using his jab and trying to think a little more, being a little bit more careful. Munguia wins a decision. He can win.
Oh yeah, because Munguia has always been really hard to hit.
No, look. You see how he fought? All right, smart ass. You see how he fought Bruno? He wasn't going in for the kill. He's just trying to land punches. He wasn't going for the kill.
Because Bruno knocked him the fuck out.
All right. But being careful, he could win a fight. Being careful, he could win a fight.
Munguia, the only fighter I ever saw uppercut somebody lip off of their face.
Tariano Johnson, bro.
What the
Tariano
fuck?
Johnson.
Yeah, but
hell is it?
I said that Mauricio has a striking resemblance to Fred Flintstone, and somebody made that for me. Like they made that. Like, see what I'm talking about?
Oh, damn.
Resemblance to Fred
What
the fuck? It's a striking resemblance to Fred Flintstone. He doesn't look like Fred Flintstone. Look at him.
Now he does.
Yeah, bro. He looks like John Goodman.
Not before I seen it. No, it's hard not to see.
Now I can't.
He looks like a gay John Goodman.
That is an image I thought I could do without my entire life, and I was right.
Listen, that motherfucker, real talk, smoked some strong shit.
Look like a PDF.
Nah, on the cool, bro. I hit like 2 fat ass dabs. Yeah, bro, I'm fucking cooked.
Oh shit, dog. That dude is seeing in the future. He said a gay John Goodman.
I thought John Goodman was gay.
But then he got high.
Oh shit. But nah, man. Country, what do you make of the IBF Jai Opetaia situation?
Yeah, man. I think I agree with what you said, though. I think they are kind of being petty because, I mean, if they weren't tripping off somebody else holding the IBO before, then what's the big difference, But
hey, yo, Jules, sorry,
they don't appear to be able. That's all right. They don't appear to be. By the same token, they don't appear to be able to get Jai the undisputed fights he wants. To get there, and then get that undisputed fight. So he may have something, like you said. He may have something against him in court. He may. I thought it would be a waste of time, but he actually does have something. You guys were right.
Go ahead, real talk.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Hurricane Hank is requesting the pig picture.
The who?
The pig picture.
Okay, I got you right now. I got you. This is Vectomir Malakuzia. Malakuzia.
Oh my god.
Nah, Jules, that's Cobra Pulev.
She look like Drake.
Good fucking god.
It's Beck the Bully's yearbook picture, bro. High school picture.
Christ.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
What the fuck?
So listen, I'm fucking sleepy. Tired from the gym. I dropped the weight on my foot, dog. I was taking
Word.
Oh,
that's what I've been meaning to tell you. Wait, I PR'd 65s on the dumbbell press, bro.
Shit, good.
Fuck yeah, I'm getting to them 70s, bro.
Now listen, I tried the hack squat. I tried the fucking hack squat for the first time.
You fucking stupid old bastard. You got no business doing that shit.
No. That's not how I got hurt. I got hurt on well, I'm not really hurt. I walked it off. Like I still did my shit. That happened early in the session.
You just rub bacon on it.
Yeah, exactly. You rub bacon on it and say 3 prayers.
God, what can Jason do?
Nigga did 3 Hail Marys.
3 Hail Marys. What I was gonna say was, listen, whatever you do on the leg press, it don't fucking matter on the hack squat. Whatever I do 12 plates on the fucking leg press. I slapped 2 on the hack squat, and I was
forgot what's the
struggling.
guy's name. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he
Tom
said it straight
Platz.
up like, yeah, that shit doesn't fucking work, bro. Like you just gotta get the
No.
barbell and squat that shit out.
No, listen. I've gotten my legs got bigger off of doing leg press. Like I've like when I was young, I did it, and even now, I got them bigger doing leg press. So if you want to grow your legs, yeah, you can definitely grow them doing leg press. You definitely can. But just saying, whatever you do on the leg press has fuck all to do with the hack squat, bro. Like, yeah, that the hack squat is a different.
That shit is a different beast, bro.
That shit is a different.
And then I've been wanting to get some wrist straps, because my I've been getting tendonitis in my wrists and shit from all the forearm workouts and shit. Bro, I found a badass pair of fucking wrist straps today at this new gym that I went to. I'm like, yeah, that's dope.
Listen, let me give your ass a bit of advice. Don't be afraid, because motherfuckers start working out and they get scared that they're gonna lose what they gained. I'm just telling you, take it from an old motherfucker with tendonitis. Don't be afraid to not do some shit. Like, for example, I had a shoulder injury, right? Got it a couple of months ago. I told you about it. The pain was radiating from the shoulder into the clavicle. So I completely took out dumbbell presses for at least the last month, right? Once it feels normal again, I'll go back to doing them. But until it feels normal, yeah, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys, front raise as it is. And I'll just do machine presses, right? And it's starting to feel better. Like, it's actually it doesn't really hurt anywhere near as much as it did. I'm just telling you real talk. Don't be afraid to not do some shit. Like, yeah, we got to chill out on y'all, at least for like the next month.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, because I have been going hard on the presses and the bench press, the dumbbell presses and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna start cutting those out for a little while. And I've been just doing more calisthenics, because I was a big boy, you know what I'm saying? I was 245, and I was never really able to do like pull-ups, push-ups and shit. So now that I'm able to, I'm focusing more on that.
Yeah, if you want to do pull-ups, there's a hack. Just go heavy on the lat pull down.
The close grip lat pull down.
Yeah. Just go heavy on that, and you'll train your arms to be able to pull yourself up. Like
because bro, that shit I did it today actually. That shit blasted my forearms, bro, and that shit is fucking great, man.
It's fucking amazing, bro. It's like coming all the time. I'm coming.
Yeah, no, Mike Menser was big on the fucking the close grip lat pull down, bro.
Because if you want to hit the whole lat, you do the close grip. If you just want the peripheral, the side, then you do that one. I don't do lat pull downs for development. In fairness, I do pull-ups for development, and I do lat pull downs for strength. If you want strength to get yourself up the bar, yeah, just go heavy on the lat pull down, narrow grip for 1 to 5, and you'll be doing pull-ups like a maniac in no time. On that note, I'm fucking going to sleep. I'll see y'all motherfuckers
night, brothers.
next week.
Night, fellas.
Peace.
Night, y'all.